For real? Oh no. Let's go.
Boston,
State of OH! Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. What? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping! Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. on this Saban Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. This sports program begins now.
Sports
Are the absolute greatest, and don't look now. We got 5 more teams, rookies, reporting to training camp. Browns, Raiders, Chargers, Giants, Titans, rookies all entering an NFL building facility today on their journey to end up at the Lombardi Mountaintop. Will the Browns win a Super Bowl this year? We'll see.
Maybe.
Could.
Nope.
Who's your quarterback? Well, there's 4 quarterbacks allegedly in rotation. And I saw Shefty this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Shefty. I mean, he's resting it on his shoulders there early. So you think to yourself, oh, this guy's never done this workout before. You're not supposed to do that at all. And then you think to yourself, well, actually, those are 2 30-pounders that I've been told have been brought in from New Jersey by one of the producers on the train. He started pumping those out. Shefty's almost 60 years old.
Shefty eats weights for a living.
Actually, every time we FaceTime him, he's sweating. He's shirtless. He just got done with a workout. This moment was built for him. And I'll tell you what, this little fella delivered.
Oh, yeah?
This little
Big
guy,
time.
this guy stood up and delivered in there. We're proud of him. But going back, they were talking about the Browns quarterbacks there. We talked about ESPN Cleveland's social media account probably being the best ESPN city account that we have seen. Is that because Shador's there and everything that they post is good because Shador's on it? Probably. But see also, intriguing quarterback competition, especially with the boys coming together in Cleveland. Congrats to rookies reporting to their first NFL training camp over there. Los Angeles Chargers, are they going to win Super Bowl this year? Could be the year. They got super whiz kid genius over there, offense coordinator out of Miami, McDaniels. Him and Herbert alongside Jim Harbaugh's leadership. We are definitely in for some hilarious clips and quotes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are we in for a Super Bowl run from them? That's all they're going to be judged off of. That's all Justin Herbert's going to be judged off of. Justin Herbert actually gets talked about more because of his private life now than he does as a football player.
Yeah.
Whenever people talk about AFC teams, AFC quarterbacks that are potentially going to go on to win the MVP, win the Super Bowl, nobody really mentions Justin Herbert. But this guy's golden goose. If you listen to Jim Harbaugh could have gone to a couple different places in the NFL, chose the Chargers because Justin Herbert's there. Now you get McDaniels as innovator, and he said he's got something new. The late motions and shifts that he did down in Miami with Tyreek and Achane and the fastest humans on earth, seemingly, Waddle and all them at the time, everybody kind of caught up to. Everybody started doing it. So we asked him, what do you got next? He said, hey, there's a little new wrinkle maybe here. Yeah. He said, you got to stay ahead of him, you know. You got to kind of move. I'll be excited to see what that is because with Herbert, he can do anything. Mm-hmm. Herbert can run. He can run through you. He can run around you. He can throw it. He can punt it. He can kick it. He can literally do it all. What will McDaniels do with this particular offense? Cannot wait to watch that as their rookies report to training camp. The Raiders, they're a brand new team.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new football team.
That's right.
Very.
Fernando Mendoza, number 1 overall pick. We all assumed Kirk Cousins will be the starting quarterback for them. We all assumed that Fernando would then take over at some point. Then we're seeing the clips. Then we're hearing what Tom Brady's saying to Fernando. Then we're listening to Fernando talk. That's a real quarterback competition happening out there. It's like, why not drop his ass in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he's ready for it. He's tough enough for it. He's gotten hit. He's been able to survive. I think the thing is if he gets in there and it all becomes too much, is he going to die? It's like, I think the more that he kind of gets a part of, the more he learns. This guy is a computer. I think people forget. Everybody, remembers, this guy won a Heisman, won a national championship. But is he ready for the big stage? Okay. What big games did he win? Somebody asked.
Yeah.
He won a national championship. He won a national championship. And by the way, the reason and how that, not let alone that throw and operation right there, great catch by Omar Cooper Jr., who's going to be a great pro and everything like that. But Fernando won that national championship, taking it by himself, getting hit 14 times, and then his grit and will putting him into the end zone. And in the Big Ten championship game, we watched him first play of the game get every rib dislodged. He goes to the sideline, and he comes on our show afterwards. He said, I got cracked, no pause, like real deal. Yeah. And then I had to shake myself off and go back out there. He's tough. He's smart. He can spin it. The ball looks small in his hands. We just saw a picture from his practice the other day. Wasn't even holding the laces. Okay, so we wondered if he was going to be able to throw an NFL ball. Yeah, I'm thinking he's pretty comfortable. We are very firm believers in this guy. Very, very firm believers in this. You drop him in the deep end early, I think he's only going to get better, but I'll be excited to see what they end up doing over there. Good luck to their Las Vegas Raiders. Brand new team, 5.5 win total.
Take it.
Bullish, very bullish.
I like the Raiders a lot. The Giants, obviously, their rookies are reporting today, and we've heard some speeches coming out of there. Let's go to the Talks Table at Boss Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone is here. Con Man, John Harbaugh addressing the New York Giants for the first time has certainly gone viral, I would say. Now, it is the New York Football Giants, a lot of fans, so it's going to get a lot of views no matter what you put on the internet. And if you're running that social media account, you have a lot of power. A ton of power. Got a lot of numbers, though. Yeah. Run it.
Welcome, man. Good to see everybody here. You excited?
Yes, sir. Yeah, very.
A little nervous?
Nope.
Huh? A little nervous? I'm a little nervous, man. I'm nervous. Excited nervous, you know? Nervous like a full of game almost, man. So give this thing kick off. Standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. This is a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow. It's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know as coaches back there feel the same way, right, coaches?
Sir,
It's an honor, man. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early and we were late getting ready for today. Today. Sitting in this chair, in this seat, getting to work, getting started, our beginning. Because this is where it all begins, together.
Mr. Sidewalk walked down.
I knew you were bingo.
I'll take you. I'll take you there, whatever. Captain of tying knots. You know, it did kind of sound like that at the end. But remember, that speech was not 59 seconds long.
No.
That speech was chopped and screwed by a social media team that wanted to put that out there. Now, I believe what John Harbaugh wanted to tell his team is, hey, this is the New York Giants.
Yeah, I gathered that as well.
I think what he wanted to say was,
Remind him.
this isn't some random, this is the New York Giants. And I do appreciate that was his stance, because whenever he got hired, we talked to him. He was so pumped. Me and my family, the way we view the New York Giants, you go all the way back to LT, the history of what the New York Giants are, is Parcells, Tuna, you name it, Belichick starting there. Like, the New York Giants history is what draws a Harbaugh football family to the Giants. So I think he was just trying to let the players know, like, hey, this matters that you're doing it. I would need to hear full,
Sure,
because I can't just. There's no way he was just looking and yelling at people saying the New York Giants, and then there's no way he took a half a step this way and somehow the New York. There's no way that's what the speech was. I'd like to see what was kind of chopped and screwed in there. But on that note, Harbaugh loves that he's the head coach of the New York Giants. It matters, Ty.
It does, and you were talking about it, and obviously we didn't get to see the part that came right after that, where every guy in the room stood up, basically one at a time, said, I'm a New York Giant.
All right.
I'm a New York Giant.
We don't know if they edited that out.
Exactly.
We honestly don't know what was left on this social media manager's cutting room floor.
It was like Miracle.
It was like Miracle when Herb Brooks goes around and asks him,
Who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you play for?
Team USA.
Yeah, and they knew right away, we're New York Giants. You're a New York Giant. You're a New York Giant. You're a New York Giant. I think that is what happened, but I mean, it's just, what are you going to anyone who takes something different from that and is like, oh, Harbaugh might be long in the tooth now. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, this guy's done this so many times. So, while, it's maybe not the greatest clip of all time. Maybe if you're a Giants fan, you're expecting a little more rah-rah, maybe a little more substance. Don't worry. I think
they cut the substance out, clearly.
I don't know.
59-second
I
video.
don't know. I think there's a chance that that was item number one. Remind this team they are the New York Giants, and then let's get out of there.
I also think he was just trying to remind himself. He's been in Baltimore for so long. He's looking around.
Yeah. Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. Like, he probably might have said that to his wife before leaving, like, hey, got to go to Ravens camp. Here we go. And she might have told him, hey, this is the New York Giants, okay? This is the New York Giants. And then he had to remind himself, standing up there like, oh, yeah, this is the New York Giants. So that whole entire intro is funny, but I'll tell you what, I might be bullish on the Giants as well after that. I'm dead serious.
Well, it's not just Harbaugh that spoke from the Giants. We got a lot of clips coming out of the Giants, bro. You were particularly fascinated by former failed head coach, but certainly Super Bowl champion with the Chiefs. Nagy kind of put you.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about Matt Nagy. Maybe it's because it's the entire thing. Like, after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, one of those moments everyone kind of criticized was like, why is the offense all running to Matt Nagy and not going to Eric Bieniemy, who's the OC? But this is what Nagy said.
Whatever the hell his name is.
To start it off.
Man, in detail, if there's one thing about me that I'm psychotic about, it's details. I'm psychotic. So if you're a wide receiver and you're a tight end, running back, whoever you are, but we get to splits, we get to motions, shifts, etc. Splits matter. That's just one example. Cadences matter, right, guys? That matters. So we got to be detailed all the time. We got to understand what that's about. Because sloppy teams that aren't detailed, they lose. We're not going to lose. We're going to dominate because we're smart, we're physical, we're tough, all that other stuff. But we're going to be detailed. That starts in here.
See what's that accent?
If you're detailed, you can write your notes all you want. We all learn differently. You can learn by writing notes. I had somebody that if they wrote notes, their ears shut, right? You write notes, ears shut. Well, they weren't learned. Well, so we all learn differently. We watch video. I'm a visualizer. I like to see things, right? But then let's take it to the field and be detailed. And then if you make a mistake, that's okay, right? Then we go ahead and we fix it. We just don't make the same mistake twice.
That's what you were talking about with that accent. I knew there was one coming at the end that was just obnoxious there. And I do appreciate that we're getting a chance to see him because from what we've learned about the Giants social media team, they would have wanted to cut that up to kind of just put maybe him saying details,
physical
details, all that other stuff. So I appreciate we got to see him. All this behind-the-scenes stuff that we're getting to watch is going to have to kind of scratch us where we itch here for football.
yeah.
And I think people are watching and saying, who cares about any of this? And I agree. Because inevitably the first speech given normally not going to carry through into week 6, 7, 8 of a football season, but we're certainly setting a tone on what everything's expected. And I love that he said, hey, just so we can meet each other here, I'm a psycho about these things. So if you'd like to see me lose my mind, and if you'd like to lose your job, these are things that matter. Good precedent-setting speech, I think, out of Nagy, who gets to play a different position than the head coach, right? Everybody has a different opportunity whenever they're speaking to their group. Everybody is afforded different responsibilities. Coordinators have a lot better life than a head coach. Everybody talks about that. We'll talk about that in college, actually, here in a little bit with the new head coach down there at Ole Miss, who might be our new favorite guy in front of a microphone whenever he's speaking out at SEC Media Days. But coordinator life, head coach life, vastly different, especially for the Giants. I like the Nagy's like, this is all I care about. This is all I worry about. He's getting an opportunity to do it. Because remember, he was getting up for a head coach somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs kind of just let him out of the building. We're not going to be able to pay you whatever the head coaching job that you get gets paid. See ya. The enemy's coming back. Nagy doesn't get a head coaching job. Go back to the Chiefs? Nah, we already. Sorry. And then Harbaugh's like, please God, you want to be a New York Giant? And Nagy was like, absolutely. And when I think of the New York Giants, I think about details. And then Tennessee Titans reported camp. Congratulations, Tennessee Titans rookies.
It's a good football team.
It's a good football team. Good down there. I don't know how I feel about the entire organization, but I do like what they got going with the football team. You know, I like Saleh. I like Dable.
Borgans.
I love Borgans out of Boston. Great general manager with maybe the best accent out of all general managers in the entire NFL. I love Cam Ward. I'm a big fan of Cam Ward. I think he's a phenomenal talent. Can he become an NFL quarterback? I think Dable would be a guy that could figure it out.
Yes.
So they are now all into camp. The rookies are there. That means vets are coming soon. That means football right around the corner. Good luck to all the lads there. Sean McVay was having a conversation about Aaron Donald. And I think the thing about Sean McVay that's so interesting to me is he's obviously a wizard, okay, with the whole X's, O's, we're doing this, we're taking advantage of every single blade of grass and everything like that. Phenomenal leader, and I think that shines through here.
Have you crossed paths with Aaron Donald? Are you allowing yourself to contemplate if he is of mind, body, and soul that he wants to reinvest himself in this?
I have crossed paths with Aaron Donald, and you know what's special is we have a really special relationship, and it's way bigger than football. I've heard him say it before, and it means the world to me, and I feel the same. It's family with us. He's done so much for me. I love the man he is. I love the husband, the father, the son. You know, he represents a lot of the things that are right. And what he's going to do is he is thinking about this. He's going to go through his process. And the one thing about Aaron Donald is what he does it full speed ahead.
It feels like Jason LaConfora there on the Big Play Sports Network with the interview with Sean McVay, head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl champion. I think he's like 27 years old now at this point. He's been a head coach forever. You heard him immediately compliment family, this, my relationship with them. It's like, I know they were all trying to find the next McVay whenever McVay had success with the Rams. We need the next McVay. We need the next McVay. Those two traits of being a wizard, super genius, but also being a phenomenal human leader as well, just not traits that are supposed to really be together. You know, you're supposed to have one or the other, especially in this football world. McVay is the perfect head coach, and I love the fact that he has been able to find his calling. He has been tempted to go away from this many, many times. It feels like he's right where he's supposed to be, and the Rams got a great one. What a perfect head coach for Los Angeles now, into the future. And if he gets Aaron Donald back and they're just the Avengers out there, wild scene for the entire NFL.
Yeah, and it feels like after watching that, he definitely is, because he was screaming so loud that the mic kept breaking up and the static kept coming, so it kind of feels as though the veins in his neck were popping out. It feels like he knows, like, this guy's coming back. I'm so juiced up, I just can't put the cart before the horse and ruin the entire announcement. But even Puka, like, they're about to pay Puka as well. He's probably going to get, top tier money, like the way Les Snead operates with the entire team is incredible. Like you talk about, simpatico between coach and GM. Like they're all in with like, we don't need all these picks. Let's just get the best players possible and win Super Bowl.
Speaking of best players possible on that defensive side, they also trade for McDuffie, corner, pay him the most in the history of corners in the history of the NFL. He's all-pro talent. He got added to the Rams as well. Nobody's even talking about it because, Myles Garrett was added to the Los Angeles Rams. And, Aaron Donald might come out of retirement because he sees what's going on. Well, if they double Miles and double Aaron, check 99, check 97, 95 or whatever, I mean, there's a chance that happens.
Yeah.
Okay? Good news. Most sacks when double teamed since 2017. Nice Hembo stat here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Other one, too.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. So you're going to take up 4 guys on 2 dudes. They're probably still going to make a play. And then who's blocking all the other guys that you're going to have? I genuinely...
Good luck.
I don't know how this works. You just got to play. You got to pray that one of them just can't play. Like you got to hope. And that is the worry I'd assume with Aaron Donald. 2 years out, super explosive, hand-to-hand combat, a lot of grit, a lot of strain. How's it going to go? Aaron Donald's going to want to dominate everybody, so he's going to go full. Will something like will he tweak something?
Sure.
And maybe there'll be a couple weeks off where you only have to deal with Myles Garrett and the rest of the defense, which is D-line, very good. Let alone adding potentially greatest football player of all time back in there. But that's the only hope, I think, to stop this. Because this is like a team that has a 3-point shooting thing. If they get cold, you're done. But if they have 3 guys that are all game wreckers, and one of them has a bad game, which might have, one guy might have a bad game, might not be up to it. Well, you still got 2 others. You got 3 others. They got so many options if somebody has a bad game. I don't know how they're able to do this in the salary cap era, and that's why I think a lot of people are going to say, when Leslie said frick them picks, what they were saying was frick you, buddy, because why isn't our team why isn't my team doing this? Matthew Stafford was looking at Hazes in Indianapolis whenever he was potentially leaving Detroit. But it's hard not to think like that whenever you see teams make these types of plays and have these types of situations. It's like, why couldn't that be us? And it's like, well, the Chiefs had it for a long time. The Patriots had it for a long time. It's like the Rams now. Los Angeles always been a destination city. Now it does feel like we're a bit more in tuned with things happening in the world.
A
little bit more. LA's still a very desirable place to be. I don't know how they're able to get around all the taxes stuff that people can hold against them, especially with free agents. But people are going to want to play for the Rams. People are going to want to play for McVay. And for the rest of us, we just have to deal with it. I think that's what it's going to have to be here for the foreseeable future.
Well, and like you said, that's just the defense. There's a good chance. What if they don't play good defensively one game? That's not saying that their offense won't go out and score 49 points. They have the reigning MVP on offense too. They have an embarrassment of riches at receiver and tight end, and their running backs no slouch. It really does. And again, it's early, and we kind of I don't want to say we do this every year because very rarely does a team look this good on paper, but it does kind of come down right now it's hey, unless barring some injuries that kind of derail everything, it does seem like who's going to beat these guys?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Seahawks. They did it twice.
But that was without Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
McDuffie wasn't on that team as well. But on that note, they lose. Who'd Rams lose?
First.
Yeah.
And I don't forget it. Well, yeah, okay. So the Seattle Seahawks obviously can beat anybody with the defense that they have. I agree with that. And with Sam Darnold playing the way he is. And we talked to Dodo founder Cooper Kupp yesterday. He's a stud. I agree that NFC West is absolutely stacked.
Very, very good.
But it's hard in a daily sports program not to get super excited and be like, this team's going to win every game by 30.
Oh, yeah.
And then McDonald's like, there's only one football out there, dude. What are we even talking about here? We can really make some shit happen. That's why the NFL is so fantastic, Tone, dude.
Yeah, trust me, they're huge favorites. I can't remember, they're almost 500-point favorites. They're plus 550. The next closest is 1,000, which is the Bills in the AFC. That's a huge discrepancy as far as when you go into the season, and it might not seem like it if you don't pay attention to it and don't look at it every single year. But that's a huge Super Bowl favorite going into the season. That's like a Chiefs dynasty favorite. That's a Patriots dynasty number. In that situation. But no, they right now obviously on paper are absolutely loaded. But then like when you look at that division, the Seahawks and the Niners, like they could get them all the time. They have to also play the AFC West with the Chiefs and the Broncos and the Chargers and the Raiders. Like that's anything could happen. It's going to be an unbelievable season. But yeah, I mean they're the very, very, very heavy favorites for a reason.
You just mentioned the Chiefs. Shout out to them. They moved from Missouri to Kansas.
Oh.
Okay, that's a big time move. Nobody's talking about it because Kansas City's in both places, so you don't have to change the name, which is great. New stadium coming, $3 billion. Beautiful dome out there.
Yeah.
Still gonna be able to see the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Still gonna see the sky. Still gonna be able to see the rain.
Sure.
Still gonna be able to see the snow.
Yep. Yes.
But you're gonna be able to enjoy a little bit. It's gonna be 70 degrees. What are you so body about?
I don't know. It's just
Arrowhead. You like the thought of Arrowhead?
I love Arrowhead. I think the outdoor stadium is becoming a relic of the past, and I don't love that. You know, I think all three of us up here, yourself included, kind of gets like how cool the allure of it is, you know, and the Bills just kind of built the new futuristic stadium while still remaining outside, and how awesome that. I assume there's a lot of Chiefs fans who miss that home field advantage. I mean, when they played the Dolphins 2 years ago in the first round of the playoffs, it was, 0 degrees, and before the game even started, we knew they won the game already because that is such a massive
so maybe
advantage.
The NFL shouldn't have that. You know,
maybe.
I don't think the weather should just be deciding games. Hi, my name is Bubba Gumpino. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. That was his thought. I do not agree with that necessary sentiment. I, as punter in NFL, certainly wanted everything domed with like everything 75 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also getting no wind at your back in that time either. So, obviously there's situations of that taking place. But when you're watching a game, that snow game in Cleveland, what was it, like last year or 2 years ago?
Jameis Winston
Yeah.
against the Steelers.
Yeah, I remember it.
Buffalo has that absolute blizzard. They say, hey, come shovel your own way into this thing, and then we watch it. It's like those are a part of football, always have been a part of football, and I think the Chiefs fan base has been through. So we were there. I played there on a frozen field.
Yeah, you did.
In Kansas City. Negative something. I forget what it was. Frozen. Bust my ass walking out there.
Oh.
I go out there to do warm-ups. Frog, shout out. Greatest equipment staff in all of sports. Frog, T, Smack, John, boys, team, Powers, Andrew. Oh, it was a long time ago. I haven't played for a while. Just trying to go through the entire room there, make sure I don't leave anybody out. Somebody's going to be pissed.
You said boys.
Lads, I appreciate you all there, best. But Froggy comes up to me and he goes, Phil, it's frozen, guy. You need to wear a flat shoe under like a turf shoe. I'm like, I don't need to do that. I tell him, like, come on. I'm from Pittsburgh. I know what frozen is. I can kind of handle it. I walk out there, first punt, back of the end zone, get a snap. There's, I don't know, probably 1,000 Chiefs fans that are in the building that early, like literally right behind us. And I take 2 steps, and as soon as I go by, I just flat bump. I mean, wham, head down so hard. Foot just slipped out from underneath me. Obviously a huge, this entire thing. A couple of the lads were already out there. Obviously, I was getting mocked and ridiculed. And then I got a turf shoe thrown at me by Frog. Put it on.
Told you.
Kid, it was great. It ended up benefiting us because we got ahead early, and then we just wanted to get the hell out of there and hang on. But that was a real place for a real Lambeau, Buffalo, Foxborough, Pittsburgh, Cleveland,
not anymore.
Arrowhead.
Chicago,
Baltimore.
All these places were the places that provided
Yeah.
these magical moments for the history of sport with the weather. And it feels like Kansas City, Kansas is saying we're actually going to provide a perfect setup. Now, still be shadows and everything because they put a glass ceiling on top of that.
Yeah.
I'll be intrigued to see how that all works out.
I do like how the design, at least, of like the end zone there looks the same. Like, you know how they have that dip on both end zone sides of their stadium? Like, I think that is cool, but still, it's just different now.
Well, and Taylor can sell this out 5 times in the offseason.
Sure.
You know, everybody can go have a good time at a Taylor Swift concert, which I've been to before. I would recommend. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is an absolute stud. Played 6 years in the NFL. I believe he's won Oscar, an Emmy.
Yeah.
I think he's in the video game world.
The EGOT.
I think he's on his way for it, especially if you add the video game one into it, which is what's that? The
VR.
The jerky, the
the E3 Awards?
Yeah, E3 Awards.
Sure.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, absolute sensation, big brain, wide receiver of the NFL, formerly of the Bengals and the Browns, also CFL Montreal Alouette.
Oh, I didn't know.
Bonjour, ça va, Andrew Hawkins.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Hey, how are you, Hawk? Thank you for joining us. What awards did I get wrong there? You got an Oscar, you got an Emmy, you got what's the video game one?
I don't really have a video game one yet. E3 is the video game one though. We haven't gotten that yet, but that was deep cut. Proud of you guys for that one.
Hey,
That was dope.
we have to have all these types of buckets of information, because we got to earn our keep around here.
That's
we understand
right.
that, so we try to represent for everything and everybody. Hawk, thank you for joining us. We got rookies reporting. 5 more teams, rookies are reporting for training camp. Obviously, Panthers and Cardinals are already there for the Hall of Fame game. Your thoughts here as another season rolls around the corner? What do we need to look at here from the early days in your eyes, Hawk?
Yeah, I mean, it's a training camp. They're all the same. Nobody's super excited to go and just be away from their family all that time. But I think you guys already talked about it, but I'm seeing if AD is coming back to the Rams. Like, that's, news broke here that it was even a thing. And, like, bro, I don't think people realize how dominant he is. If he comes back and he plays even close to the level he was before he left, he has a legit argument that he is the best football player ever. And I mean that sincerely, because I think AD he's something special, man. And he always has been. Literally from day one, he's been dominant. Like, O-linemen losing sleep for weeks, knowing that they had him on the schedule. His brother played with me at Toledo. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm a Johnstown native. You got to put that in the bio. Western PA. Okay. I'm from Johnstown. So Archie played with me at Toledo. AD is like 14, 15 years old. When we were in Cleveland, our starting guard was John Greco, who also played with us at Toledo. And we're like in pregame in the locker room, and he's that dead quiet. I'm like, Greg, you good, man? He was like, bro, if I would have known that 14-year-old was going to grow up to be Aaron Donald, I might have killed him when he was a teenager. And I'm like, valid. I get it, man, because he's going to terrorize you today. And he did. He definitely did. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to AD.
Yeah, we had AQ Shipley. He went on to be a center for the Arizona Cardinals. So he had him he had him twice a year, and AQ just talked about, like, yeah, right, man. Like, what are we – because he's inside, Everybody that's been as explosive and as fast and as strong as he's been has been on the outside. So the tackle's got to deal with it. Remember, the tackles also avatars in their own world. These are a different species of animals that are out on tackle, okay? They're big, strong, tall, can set their pace. That's why the Goliaths battling with them out on the edge is such a big deal. And then Aaron comes down on the inside. He's doing outside moves on these inside guys, and he's also eating both double teams like a tackle would in the inside. It was like just a spectacle of an individual, and I think you, me, I think anybody that was kind of in the league whenever he was playing and heard the way people talked about him in the league, I think we're all feeling the same way about him and Myles Garrett being on the same fucking defensive line. Hawk, I genuinely don't understand. They're plus 550. The next closest odds to win a Super Bowl plus 1,000. That is outrageous in a 32-team league, Hawk. It's like everybody's seeing the same thing we're seeing. And I think Aaron's seeing it too, though, Hawk. I think Aaron Donald sees it too.
As he should. I mean, here's the thing. He retired, right? And again, everyone kind of gets their feel. They make their decision when they make their decision. But for him, his whole career, he's double, triple teamed. Like, everyone has these conversations all the time about AD. But now you're on a D-line with Myles Garrett. Even if he is a lesser version of himself, let's say he comes back 65%. I would argue he's still probably the best defensive tackle in the league. Because besides all of the speed, the quickness, the physical tools you talked about, like, people don't know how tough the dude is and how tough his family is. His brother was the toughest guy I've ever played with, and I played 8-9 years of professional football. And AD might be even tougher than him. His parents are like that. His sisters are like they're just a tough family. They get it out the mud. And when you play football, I don't care how good you are, the tougher you are, it makes you better. And that's why AD is kind of like tailor-made for the game of football.
Yeah, Penn Hills. We all understand what that means if we're from Western Pennsylvania. I mean, we understand what that means. A lot of respect for Penn Hills. Obviously, we understand his family, his story. There was actually a special where he told his dad he was retired, and I actually kind of cried a little bit just thinking about what his dad poured into him. And they had this shitty-ass weights in the basement of the house that they got after in Penn Hills. It was like I've been probably in 10 of those basements before in my life in Penn Hills. But also, like, the way he's taking care of everybody. I love Aaron Donald's story. I love Aaron Donald the way he plays football. I also like hearing the stories of people saying, like, interior defensive lineman, this guy's calling out motions and shifts. He's calling, like, where the play is going. His football IQ from where he is just outrageous. And then the thought of him and Myles Garrett standing up just in the middle like this, and the offensive line just being like, so what are we what do we do here? You know, what the fuck we do? It's fun to think about, but I think it's going to be reality. If you listen to the way McVay speaks and the way everybody else is kind of talking, it feels like this is going to happen, and we just need to be prepared for that. Very similar to, what's going on with LeBron right now. Okay? It's like Aaron Donald's putting together a super team. Sure. He's in retirement. He's one of the greatest players of all time. And then LeBron's got a chance to put together a super team, kind of a greatest player of all time. I'm happy that we're doing it. We need some fucking answers, boys.
Yep. Come on.
We need some answers. We need it ASAP. Okay, let's talk about some other players. Obviously, we got questions heading into the NFL season. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Hawk, I don't know if you saw Tyreek Hill put out a video that basically said, like, hey, I have no power in my leg that I got hurt. Very gruesome injury. Do you think that we're going to, it just looks weird, seeing him like this. We're obviously not used to it. I think we thought it was going to take him a while to kind of get back to full strength this year. Do you think we'll see Tyreek Hill the same guy he was before he got hurt, or is he going to have to kind of reinvent himself and become a different version of himself?
It's hard, man, because look, it's, Tyreek is maybe an inch and a half taller than me. And when I was in the league, the moment my quickness and speed was equal to everybody else, I was cooked. It was a wrap. That was the advantage that I had. Now, look, I don't know if, because again, this is 2026. We're in the age of content. You boys know that better than everyone else. I don't know if he truly has no power, or this is a setup for a documentary, and he's a lot further along than what he's insinuating. But I will say this, as somebody his size in the NFL, if he doesn't have his speed and quickness very close to what it was, it will be impossible to see the same Tyreek Hill. There's not another version of a 5'8" receiver that can be successful at that level.
Yeah, he used to be able to get out of a phone booth, actually. In flag football in the NFL would not have been touched. Two-hand touch football in the NFL, many times Tyreek would not have been touched with four people within 3 yards of him. I put him as the number one punt returner in the history of the NFL yesterday. Well, Devin Hester's in his own lane, first of all. Devin Hester's in his own world. So we said that like 15 times. It gets tweeted out and ripped that we didn't have him in it. It's like, all right, and we need more fuel for people to bury us as if, at right now is the right time for all of that. But it's like Devin Hester was in his own world. Obviously, he's doesn't even deserve to be on the list because he's fucking Devin Hester. He changed the entire thing. But Tyreek Hill, this guy, greatest returner I've ever seen live in person. I watch it, and it's because of how explosive, how quick he is. Just like we said about Aaron Donald, though, 80% Aaron Donald's still like a 91 on Madden. Right? Like still like a 92 on Madden. 80% Tyreek Hill speed is still like a 93. There is still a different animal. Now, granted, the 5'8" thing, Hawk, that isn't it. Because if you can grab him,
it's tough, man.
Yeah. If he can grab it,
it's tough.
You little guys get kind of snatched up. Not that I wouldn't. I would get snatched up as well, but I'm just talking about the young wide receivers or little wide receivers, especially with the new corners that we have everywhere.
Huge.
The new corners everywhere are just like shooting guards in the NBA, 6'4", 6'5", and it's like they're getting their hands on you immediately, Hawk.
So that's why the Tyreek Hills is actually like the advantage. Like when I was coming into the league, there was no 5'7" wide receivers. There was like 5'9" you could find every once in a while, but it just wasn't a thing because earlier before that, the prototypical corner size was like 5'10". That wasn't small. That was like, hey, we need guys that can change direction and can cover. Well, what happened was, to your point, as the receivers got huge and the Calvin Johnsons, the Randy Moss, the Terrell Owens, they're like, yo, we got to get bigger DBs to stop them. And so the average size of the corner grows. So now it's like Deion says, they want 6'1" and 6'2" corners. Well, how do you beat 6'1" and 6'2" corners who can't change direction and want to get their hands on you? You beat them with Tyreek Hills, with Tank Dells, with like the shorter guys that can now be elusive. So for him, when you get to the NFL, there's like typically one thing you're like better than everybody else at. For Tyreek, it's speed, it's elusiveness, it's quickness. Without that, it's going to be tough because he's not going to be a body position guy. You're not throwing jump balls to Tyreek. As good as he is and as great of an athlete and a receiver as he's been, it just, you have the ability to take that one thing away from him. And that will make his job considerably harder, especially at the age.
We just showcased the Chiefs, obviously telling them they love him and everything like that. And the thought of Tyreek Hill going back to the Chiefs, I think, is on everybody's mind. Could be an exciting development. We will certainly pay attention. Now, let's also talk about an exciting development. Feels like quarterback room over there in Cleveland's getting along. I saw them at a place where I saw some clapping in the back going on, some good times happening, and the scanner, some more clapping going on over here. I'm like, all right, I like where we're at. I like what the boys are doing to build a little chemistry. But there's certainly a lot of questions. Go Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Hawk, obviously you're familiar with the Cleveland area and playing for them. And the quarterback situation last year, there was a lot of them. There was a few guys that cycled through. Now this year, Dillon Gabriel's still there. Shador's obviously still there. Deshaun Watson still there. Who does the fan base want first and foremost? Who would they be most excited about? I assume it's Shador. And then who do you think the front office wants? Who does the team want? What's your read on the whole quarterback situation?
Geez, man, I don't think there's like a consensus quarterback that everybody wants for a bunch of different reasons that we don't have to get all the way into here. But I would say,
whoa, it's July, brother. We got time. We get into all those.
Shador he was exciting when he came in there, and I think you also have a big piece of the fan base that thought Dillon Gabriel should get more time there. If you're asking me who I think is the day one starter, I think it's going to be Deshaun Watson, just to be real, because it's not any indictment on anybody's ability or like what the young guys will grow to be, especially Shador, who had some moments, and the things he presents sometimes aren't like, you're not going to pull it on scouting reports. But I think with Deshaun Watson, as you go through an offseason, as you go through a camp, this is a guy who's played at an extremely high level. And typically, you're just not going to beat a veteran like that out in the offseason and training camp. They do that kind of stuff in their sleep. And Shador will get there. Dillon Gabriel will get there eventually. But I think they open up with Deshaun Watson, and then when the real bullets are flying, then they're going to really have to make decisions on, all right, is this giving us the best option, or do we go back to Shador for some of that, late game motivation that we saw him give the team last season?
It was a nice spark, man. I mean, obviously,
it was a spark.
The stats were like so horrendous. It was like, because we were all seeing the same thing. We're like, Shador's winning games for Cleveland. Everybody loves him. Who cares? Put his ass in there. They've been looking for this. Let him learn. And then all the Shador haters came out immediately like, he had 3 completions. Okay, can we? It's like, well, he did something. Did he put him in the right spot? Put him in the right mindset? Is that all we're looking for? And you got to remember, the Browns had Baker Mayfield win them a playoff game and kick him out of town. So who knows if any quarterback situation will end up being perfectly there. Deshaun Watson felt like if he wanted to play, he was going to get the opportunity to play, and that's all because of $230 million guaranteed dollars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if Deshaun can stand up and he can take a snap, and he wants to throw a football to a teammate of his or the other team, he's going to get the opportunity to do that. That is just kind of how business works, I think, in any field. But I love that nobody's talked about Dillon Gabriel. Okay, you just mentioned Dillon Gabriel for the first time, I think, on national television in forever, talking about the quarterback thing, because he came in, played some good ball, but he's been in Kirk Cousins gets drafted after RG3, right?
Yeah.
So that's a not a great desirable situation. Dillon Gabriel may be in the worst situation quarterback has ever been in before.
He got drafted before Shador.
3rd rounder, right? 3rd rounder, and then Shador was a 5th rounder, and everybody's like, sweet, get the little guy out of here. And then you look at his college career, guy won.
Yeah.
So many games. Guy could spin it.
Did.
Is he just eager to get somewhere else? Is he? Good luck, Browns.
Good luck, Dillon.
No, just good luck to the Browns.
Yeah, them too.
Yeah, more heavy on the good luck to the Browns. I do think, if you're asking me, Pat, which you're not, but I'm going to say, I think Shador has the highest ceiling. And I think Dillon is far along Shador, just in the sense of like I said, the undersized quarterback is like the undersized receiver, like the undersized anything. You got to do everything right. I think Shador is still learning, but I think that spark that you felt was a lot of the upside that you get with Shador, and I think he takes a leap in year 2.
So many people are mad at us for being pumped that Shador was winning, man. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about this guy. It's like,
too bad.
All right, man. You see what he did to Colorado? Did you see what he did to
Jackson
State? I mean, we did college game day down there at Jackson State. Yeah, like what he was doing there, and he's remained the exact same, it feels like. Cut back on the content in the building, which we appreciate.
Yes, for sure.
Because that was getting, I think everybody was like, hey, if you want to be treated like a serious quarterback, we got to be doing you can't just be acting like a content creator inside of an NFL locker room if you're trying to be an actual serious quarterback. And I think he heard that, and I think they all were like, yep, let's do that. Shut up early, was in the community. We saw him at the ESPYs. Great. He looks like he's in great shape. Not that he ever didn't, but as he's continuing to mature, he's getting into great. I hope Shador does good. I hope the Browns win. I hope they win.
Love bunking.
Who's their best player?
The two of them, it cancels out, I think, right?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you canceled this out, I think.
No. That's double it. I thought that doubled it up. That canceled it out? All right, well, let's go one then.
There you go.
I think if you get one toe, though, I think if you do the toe, I think if it's.
Toe, two fingers when I'm back, then I double it. They got a lot of good players in Cleveland. Young, but they're good, I'm telling you. Young core.
Oh, yeah.
Judy's my favorite football player.
He's the man, Schlesinger.
I love Jerry Judy.
Best player.
Jerry Judy had no idea how to play golf, stepped right up to a putting thing. What, you want me to put in this hole? Where am I putting this thing? Bang. I love Jerry Judy.
He's the man.
The internet's mean to him. They need to be nicer to him.
He's on the Browns.
Yeah.
People need to remember, no offense to the Browns, but he's on the Browns. Like, we got to, it's not, that's tough sledding up there.
I know.
What's up, Paul?
God's got it. Come on, man. Don't get it. The Browns, we'll be, our time is coming. Watch. You got to be patient. Patient in Cleveland.
I think you're going to have to get rid of that little poop elf.
Yeah. Brownie.
Brownie sucks.
Brownie. I think the poop elf has got to go, I think, if you guys want to win.
That's football history right there. That is like
the dog pound,
just like their team.
Oh, all of it. Oh, come on.
Maybe the new stadium will bring them.
Last question. Brown. Hey, we would like to see the Browns fans and faithful have happiness. We would like to see that.
Yeah.
I would like to see that personally.
Served.
I don't know if it's this year, but I do hope it happens soon. Last question for you, Hawk.
Yeah, on the up and up. But Hawk, let's talk about a team that will definitely be in it, the Buffalo Bills. They are the second highest odds. I think Diggs said it earlier at plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl, right behind the Rams. How do you feel about Joe Brady in his kind of whole entire operation? It feels like it never really works out when you fire a coach who wins 12, 13 games a year in the division over and over and over again, and then, go to the offensive coordinator. But it feels as though no matter what or who the coach is for the Bills, they got Josh Allen, so they'll have a chance. What are your kind of expectations here for them?
I think they have enough to go to the Super Bowl. Now, whether that happens obviously remains to be seen. My question is it enough of a change from Joe Brady, to your point, getting promoted within the building, to give people the spark that's needed to get him over that last hump? I love Jim Leonard coming in as a D coordinator, playing with Jim. Smartest football player I've ever been around. Ooh. Like, know what you're doing 3 plays in advance. He was a D coordinator for Wisconsin, crushed it there. I think that'll be a real benefit to the defense. And I like that they got DJ Moore. DJ Moore is probably past the best years of his life. But what you need for a guy like Josh Allen, this is your all-world quarterback. Give him legitimate threats on each side of the field, and he will be hard to stop. Because if you play it honest, it opens up the run. He has one of the best running backs in James Cook. Khalil Shakir is now on one side. DJ Moore at right side is Keon Coleman. So the questions of whether or not he has enough weapons is always the thing going into the season post-Stephon. Now you have enough weapons. You have threats everywhere. If your defense remains like near the top where they've been over the last 5 years on average, I think he'll have enough to get over the hump, and he should have enough to get to the Super Bowl.
That's awesome to hear for Buffalo. That's another place.
Mm-hmm.
Heartbreak. And a miserable winter. I mean, end that thing, and then what do we got? 3 more months of not being able to walk outside.
Yeah. They're AFC San Francisco.
Oh.
49ers, not Buffalo City.
Okay, yeah. You're talking
just heartbreak after heartbreak.
1.5. That deep ball, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Right before half.
Manny Sanders.
If that's a touchdown,
I know.
Whole different ballgame.
Where's Brock Purdy?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Andrew Hawkins.
Yeah. Oh.
Familiar faces in new places. Might want to take a look at this graph as training camp rolls in. Not just a reminder for you guys, certainly a reminder for us as well. Myles Garrett, oh yeah, he's a Ram now. Max Crosby, oh yeah, he's a Raider now.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah, there were a couple days he wasn't.
That was
it 1 day? What was it actually? Was it a 2-day period where nobody was speaking?
I think it was multiple days because it came like so far after, and that's why I was like, what the hell just happened?
But he was actually in their building one day.
Yeah.
And then he didn't meet with anybody, and he was kicked out, and then he was like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
Ravens got shut out in free agency. They're like, oh, we can't give up all these picks. Let's fake an injury.
And then Trey Hendrickson's coming.
Allegedly.
We're going to pay him a bunch of money.
Yes.
Yeah, allegedly that is what everybody said happened. Nonetheless, Max Crosby goes back to the most talented Raiders team they've had. I mean, it is
forever
unbelievable that they were able to keep their best player whenever they shipped him out of town. And now they have their best player and the best roster that they've had. And quarterback-wise, we think they got their best quarterback since Rich Gannon.
And they got the 2 best linebackers in free agency, too, behind him.
That's what I think. Go ahead. Nick, were you going to say something, or are you agreeing with the Rich Gannon?
No, we're about to send you some news.
Fernando signed his deal?
Yes, sir.
Boom. There you go.
There we go.
Boom.
So no drama
How about
going in.
that?
Fernando has signed his rookie contract as rookie training camp kind of continues. He's got his 4-year, $57.27 million fully guaranteed contract with a 5th year. Okay, so we don't know when that money's coming. Okay, so that fully guaranteed amount of money right there. Now, granted, he got paid a lot of money from Indiana. Not as much as other schools got paid. He got paid multiple millions of dollars, nowhere near that amount of money. And he won the Heisman and the national championship. So whenever we're talking about these college kids getting paid in college, they're certainly making good money. They're all millionaires. We're very happy for them. But the NFL contract's what you're trying to get to. And that one is just what he's starting with. His second one, yeah, right. He might be the first $100 million quarterback, third contract.
Yeah.
You know, with the way everything's kind of heading right now. They're at 60. It's going to get to 70. And then if we pick up another streaming platform and Roger Goodell adds another game in the new CBA and they got more primetime games on more networks, it's like we could see a $100 million quarterback within the 6-7 years.
That's insane.
And that'd be whatever he would be getting in there.
Yeah.
Good luck, Fernando. That's all you got on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you got on the line, kid.
Throw that ball.
Dexter Lawrence is now a Cincinnati Bengal. Who remembers that? All of us. Sexy Dexy's going over to Cincy. Njoku, incredible tight end. He joins Justin Herbert. Linderbaum, big signing, $30 million a year for the Las Vegas Raiders. Michael Pittman, hate that he's gone.
Yeah.
Absolute dog. They're going to love him in Pittsburgh. Achan is now a member of the Saints. Jalen Phillips, Eagles to Panthers, Eagles to Texans. They're going through some changes over there. But maybe they don't have the ass offense coordinator that everybody said they had last year.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
They would have won another Super Bowl if it weren't for that guy.
Probably.
That's what they're saying.
Well,
You can say that because they had to fire him. So you can
That's
say
what
that.
everybody
People
said.
just buys into it.
Patulo?
Yeah, Kevin Patul.
Kev, yeah.
I was trying to remember. So many Pisons over there, honestly.
I know.
So many.
I know.
Patula, though, I hope you get another opportunity, but it feels like you got to.
And they're egging his house.
I mean, you got a tough draw there. But they did stink in comparison to what they were in the past. Trey Hendrickson, obviously new place. A.J. Brown is a Patriot. That is not talked about. We talk about all the Eagles stuff and all the Eagles drama. A.J. Brown, their best wide receiver whenever they're going, is now a New England Patriot with Drake May. Mike Evans, staple of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is with the Niners. Kyler Murray, is he going to be the starter? We shall see. McDuffie, Waddle, Dobbs, Willis, Pacheco, Anzalone, Likely, Montgomery, Ricard, and Robinson all have new homes. And oh yeah, Stott, the punter from the Ravens, is now on the Giants.
Okay.
And he is a New York Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is an NBA Giant. Senior NBA insider for ESPN, Shams Charania. Shams, you're not a New York Giant, but you are senior NBA insider in the middle of all these stories. Honestly, Giannis goes to Miami, Jalen goes to Philly, Paul George goes to Boston. Now Braun's available, Draymond opts out. What's going on with Anthony Davis? Feels like the NBA has been alive for you and your job, but also for all of us. Right now, everybody's looking at LeBron James and his decision. Rich Paul has told us, unless Shams says it, nobody's got it. Okay, nobody has a clue what's going on. I respect him saying that about you. I appreciate that you have the inside track on all these things. You're the senior NBA insider. But can you tell me about a potential puzzle that's trying to be put together by Clutch Sports? And I know they got the black SUVs that are potentially going to show up outside, but they might have the black SUVs showing up at Golden State. Is the thought here that we can put the superpowers together? Can we have a starting five potentially in Golden State of Steph Curry?
What?
Anthony Davis.
What?
Draymond Green.
What?
LeBron James.
What?
Kevin Durant.
What?
Nobody's mentioned Kevin Durant, obviously, if you said. I just got pretty excited. And then why not Klay Thompson coming back and splashing up there? Is there a chance that that's what's trying to piece up? And then Miami. Do we got Anthony Davis joining the Greek Freak, Bam Adebayo, LeBron James, Wiggins? Is that what's going on? Are we waiting on other pieces for Braun because that's a new rumor? Or what are we really waiting on here? And how does this end up shaping up if you had to project it on July 23rd, Shams?
On July 23rd, we're literally just waiting on LeBron James.
We're pissing in the wind.
That's the wait. That's the choice. His decision. The Warriors conversation, that was definitely alive right before free agency started. That's why Draymond Green opted out. He opted out of $27.7 million. That surprised the Warriors. That surprised everyone around the league. But that was done to give the Warriors the flexibility to try to get LeBron James and Anthony Davis. those conversations for AD have gone nowhere for the Warriors, from my understanding. I don't sense any direction that they're picking back up in. I don't think that's going to be a conversation, because it's at a point now where if the Warriors were to get in that ball game, they would be, they would have to give up multiple first-round picks, multiple draft picks, multiple swaps, all this other stuff. And then the question is just, do you want to give that price up? Now, when I talk to teams around the league, it's like if you have a chance to get LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you probably give up that price. But if you're the Warriors, that's the give and take that you have there. So the domino effect, all that stuff, that was in play before free agency started. Now that we're 20 days in, there's nothing left. The teams are the teams. The information's the information. LeBron has everything he needs to make a decision. The conversations have happened. They're not, from my understanding, my sources tell me the LeBron James, his agent Rich Paul, that inner circle, they're not waiting for another domino right now. They're not waiting for Anthony Davis to get traded anywhere. They're not waiting for anyone else to move around anywhere. The teams, Cleveland, Miami, Golden State, Philadelphia, Minnesota, they're set. Those are the teams. Wherever he ends up, I mean, you're looking at minimum deals, you're looking at exceptions. The contracts are not going to be this grand part of this deal. LeBron James was very clear from the very beginning. This is going to be based on happiness in terms of chance to contend for a championship, a chance to compete at a high level, join a culture. That doesn't come from going to a team and then gutting that team from multiple different players. Now, listen, if during the first week of July, LeBron James and Rich Paul told, the Heat or the Cavs or the Warriors, hey, we need you to do this and we're coming, those teams might have done that, but that message was not delivered. And so you just kind of have to read between the lines. If you're some of these teams, you need to figure it out. But it's at a point now, July 23rd, it's really up to LeBron James. The entire NBA is waiting on LeBron James' decision. I feel like, Pat, we're having two different free agencies trade periods in the NBA. We had the one over 3 weeks where all those trades happened, like you mentioned, Giannis, LaMelo, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard. And now we're 3 weeks into July, and you're going to have the LeBron James domino. And again, we'll see. Does LeBron James fall before your album or after your album? We're about to figure it out. I think it's going to be before, but we'll see. So once that happens, though, you're going to get a string of other things. DeMar DeRozan, he's a 6-time All-Star. He needs to find a spot. Draymond Green needs to sign his deal. James Harden needs to sign his deal. Jonathan Kuminga, where is he going to end up? Is he going to be a Laker? Is he going to be Cleveland Cavaliers? Is he going to be, go to another team? Bradley Beal, he's a multi-time All-Star. There's a guy abroad right now by the name of Mario Hezonja, Pat.
Oh.
He's coming from the EuroLeague back to the NBA. He was a high draft pick, several years ago.
Finally.
He is being held up by LeBron James. So LeBron James not only holding up
Hezonja
Customs.
Come on.
He's holding up business abroad because Mario Hezonja is waiting, because there's a few of these teams, whether it's a Golden State, whether it's a Cleveland, etc., that's waiting on LeBron James to make a decision. LeBron James is very cognizant of that, I'm sure. And listen, these teams might be waiting. These teams might be getting antsy, Pat, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't care. LeBron can take all summer. We're locked and loaded, baby.
Yeah,
we're locked and loaded.
Yeah, Sean's down sleep. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that ain't what I'm
he
just
can make
waiting.
a decision anytime.
I'm waiting.
Before album, post album, during album release, whatever. I'm ready. I'm down.
I appreciate you doing that. The Diary of a Polarizing Figure, available August 14th on all available streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have not uploaded it yet, but we assume it'll be everywhere.
I need new music, Pat. I'm binge listening to this.
Okay, Shams, I don't know what type of music you normally listen to, but I think I'll have something for you on there. I do think I'll have something for you on there. I feel really good about where we're at. Last night, had a nice 4.5-hour session here, just kind of going through the entire thing one final time with somebody or two people who know music better than anybody I've ever met. So they come up from Nashville here. It's been a fun time. But on that note, August 14th, the Diary of a Polarizing Figure. I hate that guy. Man, I love that. That's kind of that's the whole. That's kind of the whole thing, So I think people will be surprised by what comes. But I appreciate you doing that. Let's get back to a lot of the things that you said there. We apologize for stepping on your abroad joke as well, because we heard that guy's name, Hanzanoni. What was
Hezonja? He's been waiting in the airport for like 3 weeks.
Like Tom Hanks?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Terminal.
Out exactly where he's going.
Yeah.
Am I going to Golden State? Am I going to Cleveland? I'm waiting. But it's true.
Okay. Forget that. Okay, Hezonja. That's good. Okay. You said something about contracts. So what? We're expecting him to just get like $10 million. Like you said, he's not gonna. The money's not gonna be that crazy. You said vet min, but I think that was for other people. LeBron obviously knows his worth, understands his worth. Has never played for something that is like super small. We watch Aaron Rodgers play for very small, and then we saw him play for like $10 million. We've seen older legends do this at places because they want the money to go elsewhere. They want to build a team, or maybe the team doesn't have enough money left for them to go there. What are you projecting LeBron's deal is going to be? And is that already agreed to with all these teams, basically? Is that already figured out? Because everybody's saying the business is later. It's like, that feels like a pretty important part of this entire thing, especially with how it's all gone. And LeBron knowing he sells out every building he goes at. He is the show. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody understands that. So what does that deal look like? Because you just kind of said this isn't going to be a tough thing to figure out business-wise. So they already have that figured out then? Is that what that sounds like?
Yeah, for the most part, some of these teams that are involved, really, they only have to give is veteran minimum or exception deals. Whether it's something called a biannual exception, that's somewhere between $5 million. The vet minimum for LeBron James would be around $4 million. But whether you're going to a Cleveland, a Miami, Golden State, Minnesota, Philadelphia, all those teams for the most part, that's the ranges of contracts that they have. You're looking at better minimum and exceptions, biannual exceptions, part of mid-level exceptions, potentially if you have, but taxpayer, that is, because all of these teams, they're high spending teams. They're going to be teams that are going to be in the tax, teams that are spending top dollar to try to field teams because they're so top heavy in terms of their salary. You think about a Miami, you have two players on max contracts and Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then you have Wiggins. You have a team that's pretty filled up salary wise, but you have to get a player like LeBron James on a contract that's either a minimum or you're going to get part of the taxpayer mid-level, which will be somewhere around $7-8 million. So, yeah, I mean, that's the range. And so wherever LeBron James goes, it's not going to be much of that conversation financially. But again, this is something that LeBron James made clear. This is about going to a team where you get happiness, championship contention, and competitiveness. Trust me, if LeBron James during the first week of free agency wanted to say, hey, I wanted to go here, you need to make this type of money space for me, all these teams would be doing different things, but you have to try to build the best team you possibly can.
That's Shams Charania. We're back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
It's electrifying here in Happy Valley. We're lucky to be here. And, the way you win this is you have be the first 300 people here and you get a ticket. And then we randomly select a ticket, and that person gets an opportunity to kick a 33-yard field goal for an undetermined amount of money. This week, we had our man, William, right? What's your name?
William, yes, sir.
You won the raffle, and you said, I don't want to kick because I suck at kicking. Is that accurate?
More or less.
What is your major here?
I'm a finance major.
Okay, so money decision was, I suck at this. Let me try to find somebody who's good at this. How did you land on my man here, and what are your hopes in him?
Well, I was looking around. I saw my man. He said he plays soccer, and I was like, this is my guy right here, my guy Carson. I have faith in him, so I know he's going to get it done.
All right, you're Carson, right? You played high school soccer. Is that accurate?
I did play high school soccer.
Where are you from?
I'm from Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Okay, you're a Pennsylvania guy. Have you ever kicked a ball before?
Other than not football, soccer.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're terrible at this. It's $100,000. Are you guys splitting that 50-50?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll make it $300,000. $150,000 for both of you. Okay. You only get one kick, though. You've gamed the ticket game, which I appreciate and respect. It's up to $300,000. $150,000 for both of you. Only one kick, though, Herbie. We're not doing anything. I don't care how many Staters chant for another kick. Only one, Herbie. Played high school soccer. He's a good player.
We got a problem here.
That's right. It's a whiteout. It could be a special day. You could help out your guy, William, in winning $150,000. One kick, 300,000, two.
You got them. You're a good man.
This minute,
you're a good man.
Carson, congratulations.
You pushed that.
William, way to go. It has been an expensive year out here at the field goal kick. greatest decisions were made, and the first top 6 whiteout has a magical vibe and an expensive one. Roar! 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 Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. I think that might, maybe they should have turned that around and said thank you to Pat.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Saving Thursday, July 23rd, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now. Sports are the absolute greatest. We're so incredibly lucky and thankful that we get a chance to chat about it every single day. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty, who do you gamble with, dude?
DraftKings, baby. The one and only.
Woo! Did we get a large supply of sweatshirts, and is it a little bit chillier outside, so the Thunderdome might have dropped in some temps? And does that mean everybody's pulling out all their DraftKings swag around the Thunderdome?
Maybe. Sue me.
Incredible read.
You know, what are you going to do? Yeah, and that is 100% correct. But it's kind of nice because the last couple of days you wake up in the morning,
it's so nice.
It feels like a fall. It feels like a fall Friday. It's like, oh my God, we got college football tomorrow. We got NFL football on Sunday. It has felt like that the last 2 days.
We were outside yesterday, and D-Butt, we were just kind of, a couple were sitting down, a couple standing, kind of quietly, just basking in the hate that has been sent,
Sure.
and the things that have been said. They're just kind of sitting out there, just kind of taking it all in. A lot of people saying a lot of stuff, We won't remember it, we'll forget about it as we go forward.
Always do.
And we'll see how it all goes. We're sitting there though, and D-Buck goes, football's in the air.
Yep.
And it was like, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost wanted to crack open a little crackle of a log, and have a little fire right there. Almost wanted to start it up. Foxy was actually walking around with a football yesterday saying, who wants to spin one with me here a little bit? Who wants to throw one with me? How many days are we away until college football?
48 days less. Oh, till college football? We're 48 days to NFL football. I want to say college is about 37.
Okay, I like that. We're getting close. It is in the air, and it does feel this way. I would like it to remain warm, though. It started getting a little bit too chilly for July.
Nah,
Don't worry. The August heat always delivers in August. Enjoy this now because we will get some hot days.
On one half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys AP Tony's here, joining us live. The heat's back.
Yeah, next week we got some scorchers.
Yeah.
So. We're going to be pissed when it's happening. But let's remember, once these stop, the sun leaves.
Yeah.
That's a caveat with football.
And now that we're not turning the clock back, I like that. I like that.
Do you like it?
Got a lot of early worm folks being like, hey, it's going to be. We have sun for 14 minutes here in Indianapolis for about, 6 months or so. So, it'd be nice if we just stopped the whole song and dance. It's not doing anything. Okay, it literally is not. You're shifting it from one side to the next. Why do we all have to be, it's enough. It was like a routine. It was like a celebration I think we all did. I think it was, they said it was for the farmers, but then the farmers came out and were like,
yeah, we don't fucking care.
It's not real. It's not real for us.
They don't want to start work till 9 a.m.?
Farmers?
They're working
they're working in the night too.
Listen, just because that rooster ain't up because the sun didn't wake the rooster up, doesn't mean the farmer's not up.
Guess we can't send our kids to school. Gonna send them to dark.
And where? In
9 a.m.
in United
It's gonna
States.
be dark at 9 a.m.
Who says who?
Who said that?
I don't know. Let's just do the math, boys. Okay? If you shift it an hour and it gets light at 8 a.m. in the winter, and now it's going to get light at 9 a.m. in the center. That's pretty simple.
So 8:15 a.m. darkness when people normally go to school anyways. Good.
We'll see. When
9. can't do it.
Listen, when all the kids are dying at the bus stop, that's on you guys.
Dick is bringing up this one thing, and the reason it didn't pass he's not giving any.
They already tried to do this
okay?
in the 70s. Kids were dying every day at the bus stop.
Oh, really?
In the 70s,
they
were still letting people drunk drive in the 70s.
We
Tony.
still
Times
drunk
have
drive.
changed.
No,
What?
we don't. No,
Some of us do.
No, we do not.
I asked Tim McAfee about it. He said, I remember going to school for dark for like a year, and then they canceled it.
Tim McAfee said that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I'm sure he did.
Tim McAfee's in elementary school is the last time this didn't work. I think we can give it another try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever really dabbled with who elementary school Tim McAfee was.
Sure.
But now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I mean, he does not remember any of that. Joining us now from Manatee, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner. We don't want any kids dying at schools, bus stops.
No, of course not.
And neither is this guy.
Sure?
Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Chicago.
What was that? That was real politics right there. I'm a better person than you are. No, I'm a better person than you are. That's what Hey, it makes, I don't know how many millions of people's lives just so incredibly inconvenient. It doesn't really change anything. And we're saying it's the farmers, and then you go, well, actually, kids are dying. It's like, well, all right, I guess we keep it in then.
Trump card.
I guess that's the play. AJ, thank you for joining us, AJ. Hope you were good. Man, how's life over there in Ohio?
Oh, doing great. I'm actively searching Amazon now for a bunch of blinky light things that my kids can wear at the bus stop so they don't get run over because they're just going to be stupid and run into the street because it's dark in the morning.
Give him one of your splunkers, whenever you're out there mowing the lawn at midnight. This guy,
You're right.
He's got you remember this, Foxy, when this started coming into our life?
It was awesome.
Yeah, he's got a Z-turn at midnight. Go ahead and plow in a field, splunking light, bouncing all over the place. AJ, you're a special specimen, man. You really are.
Thank you.
Joining us now is another special specimen. Man, this is the greatest transition into this guy that he's ever had, and I know that. Cannot wait to get back into this man's presence on a regular basis. 7-time national champion, 11-time SEC champion. So that means at least 4 times they didn't win the national championship. What a shitty football team.
Yikes.
This guy. Can he coach? We'll find out this upcoming season as he's yet again superstar of College Game Day. Future Hall of Famer for everything, literally. Car selling, hockey owning, football, obviously, baseball, because I think he's got a good baseball swing. They'll probably put him in there.
Yeah, hosting.
Speaking.
Commercials.
Acting.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Saban.
Yeah,
Coach. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, it is so good to see you guys again. Every time a different face pops up, I'm saying, great to see these guys again. Great to see you, Pat.
Coach, we love that. I want to let you know, we saw your ass on TV yesterday. We saw you on TV this morning. We know you're down there at SEC Media Days doing some Big J journalism. I saw you writing some notes about what Kalen DeBoer was saying so you could give proper analysis afterwards. Everybody in the Thunderdome, as soon as we saw you on TV, clapped, stand, and we said he's back.
Yes.
Guy's off a fucking golf course. He's off a speaking tour. This guy's off the beach. He's still with Miss Terry, obviously, everywhere, but they're out of the kitchen now, and boom, we're back into football. How's it feel to get back into the swing of things here? And what has it been like at SEC Media Days as obviously being a king down there? Not that you feel that way, but that is how literally every other human that looks at you down there feels.
You know, I really enjoy doing this SEC Media Day. You know, when I was coaching, when we had SEC Media Day, that was like the start of the season for me. That was the reality of, okay, you got all these other coaches talking about how good their team's going to be. You're worrying about what your strengths and weaknesses are on your team, and now it comes to fruition, and you got about 2 weeks till fall camp starts, and it was the beginning, and I look at it the same way now, you know, from a media standpoint. This gives me a great opportunity to get familiarized with the SEC, which, you know, we do some of those games, and, you know, it was the same kind of anticipation, and I love it.
Kalen DeBoer, you were writing notes as he was speaking. He's got a lot of pressure on him. I mean, the way last season ended, now inevitably it was the national champion Indiana Hoosier team. I think it was tough for a lot of Bama people to potentially swallow the pill that the Indiana Hoosiers are the ones that are doing this to us. Bad taste in all their mouths going into the offseason. I assume you had to hear about it from everybody that you know. Your thoughts on Kalen DeBoer's kind of like, I don't want to say positioning, but kind of situation that he is currently in. He's got a lot of people pissed. This is the SEC. He's got a lot of people pissed at how last year ended. They're wondering if he's ever going to be able to live up to the guy whose name is on the football field in the area. How do you feel about Kalen DeBoer? How do you feel about their offseason? And how do you think he responds and his team responds this year?
Well, first of all, he knew what he was getting into, and I kind of have a lot of respect for him, knowing what the expectations are, knowing what the challenges would be. And in this day and age of football, to me, it's even harder when you take a job because they lost 26 players to the portal, so that's a whole bunch of guys to make up for. I think he's doing a really good job. Do I think it's an easy job? Hell no. And, this league is a tough league, and recruiting is tough. This culture that we have now where people are going all over the country based on the new economic situation players have makes it even more difficult. But I have a tremendous amount of respect and admiration for him to take on that challenge and embrace that challenge and try to work through it and build something special at Alabama. And I've always been very supportive of them, and I'm hopeful that they're flying a little bit under the radar this year in terms of the kind of team they have and what they lost, what they have to replace. But I'm hoping that they do well and he comes out of this on top.
I'll tell you what, Coach, you've been put in some really difficult positions with how Alabama has performed, you being on TV. Plus, with some people on the set saying, yeah, tell us exactly how you feel. tell us everything. I think you have tried your absolute best to help Coach DeBoer succeed at Alabama. We know that you understand who you are. Okay, I know that you try to act like the same person you were, and that is why you've had the success you are. But anybody that was trying to hire a head coach was trying to hire somebody that had potentially been baptized in your waters. Okay, every coach is like, oh, we want this guy, we want this guy. So for him to never coach for you or be in your umbrella and then come into your stadium, actually your name's on it, you could have handled that a lot of different ways. I think you've been so classy towards Coach DeBoer, and I assume he is very grateful for that. And I do hope that he has success down there, and I hope it ends up working out. But anybody that was coming in there after him, you had to have a certain level of, you had some big gut sack to go in there. And I don't know if they're going to win it all, though. I think Lane Kiffin at LSU with 5 stars, being born in Louisiana right now, and then a 6-star just born right there. D-end in the 2044 class is just been born down in Louisiana. Expectations, what should they reasonably be for him down there, you think? Obviously, you've coached at LSU. You know Lane. We were all a part of the entire experience of him ending up at LSU. Your thoughts on realistic expectations first year in a place, especially with how great he did in the transfer portal, because he's trying to temper some expectations. I think he's trying to let his team know, hey, it's not national championship or bust here. We got to play this week. We got to do that. But your thoughts on what expectations should be for the LSU Tigers, Coach?
Yeah, well, I think that Lane did really well in terms of roster management, bringing 59 new players in and a very good recruiting class, but also a very good top-end bunch of guys out of the portal. They've got some really good players. Do they have enough depth on their team to be able to sustain the grind of playing the kind of schedule they have to play? And do they have the culture built to be able to do that? I don't think there's any doubt that Lane will be successful at LSU. I just don't know if it's realistic to think that turnaround is going to happen immediately. But I tell you what, Sam Leavitt, if that guy comes through at quarterback, I think they got enough pieces around on defense as well as on offense to really be a good team and be a contending team. So whether you like the expectations or not, I think, look, me as a coach, people talk about expectations like they're a bad thing. You can coach at Kent State, where I played, and they have no expectations, or you can be at LSU or Alabama, where they have high expectations. I'd rather be in those briar patches where they have high expectations. And, internally, you're going to do the best you can and put more pressure on yourself to try to make your team as good as you can make it, because you want to win just like the players want to win, just like the fans want to win. So I think Lane's going to do really, really well there. I think LSU is a tremendous job. We got a lot of good players in the state. Those players like to stay close to home. They love LSU. He's got a really good fan base. He's got a lot of support. I think the administration is aligned to help him be successful. And he's been successful everywhere he's been. Really. I mean, since he was at Alabama, we were successful and he contributed to it. He went to, Florida Atlantic or wherever. He had success there, turned it around, did a phenomenal job at Ole Miss. And I think there's more potential for success at LSU than any place he's ever been.
Well, I'm excited to see how the Lane Kiffin LSU years go because I'm newer to college football world. Okay, obviously always watched, but don't know the under the hood, if you will. During that entire Ole Miss LSU thing that was taking place, I was like, why the hell would this team could win a national championship? What are we even doing? They're going to build a statue there. Everybody that was around college football was like, you go to Louisiana if you can get to Louisiana, buddy. Okay? The anxieties of life are your roster. Okay? That's transfer portal, obviously, and then recruiting. Recruiting-wise, you're good. Literally, you just check the box. There's enough guys in Louisiana that'll want to stay at LSU that'll be a better recruiting class than everywhere else. And it's like, I didn't take that into consideration enough, I don't think, until, Lane Kiffin got down there and the guy that was waiting for him was the number one offensive lineman. And then the next day was like the number one defensive end who grew up 4 minutes down the street. And then this guy was there. It's like, he's got a real chance to do something special down there, I think is what everybody's seeing. Let's go to Golding now at Ole Miss. I love this guy, Coach David. I absolutely love this guy. He looks good, trim, hair good, looks young but sophisticated, and he's a talker. This guy is a talker. He's a yapper. I like the way he handles and operates himself. What do you expect from him at Ole Miss? Because he's coming into a situation where obviously he's beloved, but you lose some games. This is a feel-good sympathy hire. Yeah. Why do we have it? I mean, he's going to have, it's SEC football. He's got a lot of pressure and expectations, too. I like the way he's handling. What do you expect from him and from Ole Miss? They might have the best quarterback in the country in Winnedad.
Yeah, well, Pete was an outstanding coach for us as a defensive coordinator. He's a good teacher. He's a player's coach. Players love him. He relates well with them, but he also commands that they do things the right way. A lot of discipline. I think he's got some really good players. I think it speaks volumes that he took over a very difficult situation when Lane left, and he's got a team that's in the playoffs. They won a couple games. He was able to keep, Trinidad and the running back, Keewan. And so that in itself, you're talking about an offensive coach left, a defensive coach is able to keep the two best offensive players, that they have on their team and in the program, and two of the best in the country. And, he's a defensive guy, but I think it speaks volumes for the player relationships that he was able to develop. And they brought some good players in, and he thinks he has just as good a roster as they had a year ago. Now, I don't think they're going to be as explosive on offense. I don't think they have as good of receivers, but they're going to have a really good team. Pete's got a lot of pride in performance, and I think he'll do well there.
Yeah, I appreciate him. The way he was speaking was very transparent, and he was pulling some great metaphors.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was deep thinking. Yeah, but on Highway, this is as we wrap up the Ole Miss conversation. Here is Pete Golding talking about his relationship with his players, being able to keep the best quarterback in the SEC, best quarterback in the country, who everybody thought was leaving, and Lacey, the running back, thought he was leaving. He ends up keeping him. This is what he had to say via Pete Thamel's audio recording in a press junket off camera.
I was like, dude, y'all two in one season, right, created a legacy that's going to be hard for anybody to ever overtake. And for what's going on right now, right, for them to see Coach Kiffin to leave, just Google Lane Kiffin. That's what I had both of them do in my office. I said, Google Lane Kiffin, a dude that they would have built a statue of here, right, 3 days ago. Google his name right now. They wouldn't piss on him if he's on fire, right? And so they're going to do the same thing to y'all two if you do what? But based on the situation, if y'all two come out and say, you know what, no, I'm going to continue to build on the legacy that I created, right? What that's going to do for you and this fan base and this alumni for the rest of your life, I don't give a shit where you go and what they pay you, will never amount to that much.
It's a good sell, Coach. That's a good sell. Hey, listen, you happen to come back. Who do you learn that from? Who do you learn that from, Coach? You? Are you doing the piss on fire guy? Are you? Is that one of your isms?
Yeah, well, we had a guy one time that had a bad rap that they sent me out to San Diego State to work out when I was at the Cleveland Browns, and we weren't going to draft the guy because he had bad character. And I sat down with the guy after I worked him out, and I said, look, your strength coach here said he wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. And that's the report that we're getting. So if I go to bat for you and we draft you, you gotta make a commitment to me that you're never going to be a problem. And he says, I'll do it, coach. I'll do it, coach. And he was a damn good player, and we never had an issue with him. So sometimes when you're up front with players and they understand the circumstances, because sometimes players don't have a lot of foresight, especially when they're young. And I think Pete made a great point with those guys, because they will be remembered forever for what they accomplished at Ole Miss, and they would have got killed if they'd have left.
Yeah, and if they don't win it all at LSU, does any school really?
Yeah,
true.
You know, and then it's like they showcase their loyalty to Ole Miss. I assume the Ole Miss faithful will certainly be appreciative of that down the line. And I do like your leadership style. Hey, I'm going to tell you the truth. The guy that's with you the most, strength coach, I don't know if you know this, he told me directly that if you were on fire, he would not piss on you to save your life. That is not good. Okay, that would be classified as not great news.
Really good recommendation. But you know, one record I'm going to relinquish, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, is when I went back to LSU after coming to Alabama, after being at Miami, and they hung me in effigy, burned me in effigy. The whole student section was there chanting, F you, Nick. You know, when I walked out on the field with 2 hours to go before the game, which usually there's nobody there, I told the players this is going to be the most unbelievable circumstance you've ever got yourself into when we ride in on the bus. And they was all like, no shit, coach, we'll handle this. And then we get in the locker room and they say, that's worse than you told us. So that was a record for anybody coming back to a place that they'd been before. Lane is going to break that record when he goes back to Ole Miss this year. That will be blown away. Nobody will even remember that ever, because this will be such a big thing, and we're going to be there to witness it, and I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Oh, are you announcing that? You just announced College Game Day is going there? Is that what you just did right there? Because I remember there was a time we weren't supposed to talk about that, Coach. You remember that?
Yeah, I know, but I think we'll end up there. They won't be able to withstand the consequence of not being there.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to describe that. I was excited to see how you landed that plane. That was the right way to do that. Yeah, whenever we did the Disney upfronts, they're like, we're going to announce the first 2 weeks, only the first 2 weeks. It's like, okay, where are we going?
Yeah, I heard that.
Clemson, LSU, then Ohio State, Texas. Go ahead.
If any of the boys there want to put a wager on whether we're going to be there that week or not, I'm up for it.
No, you're gambling man now. Okay. Coach is a gambling man. No, but I said, why are we not announcing week 3? This is the entire offseason. We don't know if now is the right time to announce, because there was some shit going on, I guess, at the time. It's like, yeah, now would be the right time to announce it. And I go, Coach, are you going to talk about us going to Ole Miss week 3 whenever Lane Kiffin comes back? Coach goes, they told us not to talk about it. I go, oh, okay, okay. And then we roll out there. Reese goes, first week we're this week this. And week 3, I literally chime in immediately. Coach, I appreciate how you handle my shit. You know, I do, because I feel like you understand I'm probably dragging you into something, okay? I am dragging you into something, but it does feel like you are appreciative of that. So I'm very grateful for you. In that scene, I've been told, the Grove, right? Is that what it's called? The Grove or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Grove. I've heard that place is like the place, is what everybody talks about. Like, hey, whenever it's buzzing, that is where we need to be. Game Day obviously hasn't had the opportunity to go there since I've had an incredible opportunity to be a part of the program. And for that game to be happening down there, can't wait to get in there. It's going to be an absolute buzzsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, not that LSU isn't week 1. with Clemson going in there.
True.
And then Austin, Texas, Ohio State. First 3 weeks, we got to absolutely see, and then college football will deliver the rest of the way. Ty has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of Texas, what do you think the expectations are for them this year? We had Herbie on yesterday, and, although this might be one of, if not the best, rosters in the country on paper, Herbie just couldn't, he wasn't ready to say, I don't think they're going to win the national championship. But obviously those are the type of aspirations and expectations a lot of people have put on them, not only with Arch, but with some of the high-profile transfers and how much pressure's on Sark. What are your thoughts on Texas going into this year?
Well, I think Texas is one of the teams to beat, in the SEC, no doubt. But I also think Georgia is. And I think, one of the things that, in talking to Sark, that they have to reestablish there, because last year they couldn't run the ball. They didn't control the line of scrimmage. They weren't as physical as they needed to be. And, there's a consequence for that. You really can't practice the way you want to practice when you're not physical. And I think it affects your performance in the long run. But Arch has, come of age at the end of last season. I think he will lead this team. I think they have a talented team. That receiver from Auburn, Cam is an outstanding player. I think they'll be better on the offensive line. I think they're making a commitment to be a more physical team. That's why they've struggled with Georgia, because Georgia's just been more physical in the trenches than them, and they're going to have to eventually beat Georgia some kind of way if they want to get where they want to go. So I think that's the emphasis. That's the mentality. Texas had 23 guys drafted the first 2 years Sark was there. They had 6 last year. So that was the youngest team he's had. And I think in this day and age of football, having a more mature team is beneficial, because the guys are older that you play against than they used to be. Used to be everybody was 3 and out. Now people are playing for 5, 6, and 7 years. So 18-year-olds are playing against 25-year-olds. So if you have an older team and a more mature team, I think that's beneficial to you. I think that was one of the advantages that Indiana had last year. They had an older, more mature team. So Texas is going to have a more mature team, and I think that's going to help them. But I also think that they're going to have to be a more physical team, and that'll help them be more explosive if they can run the ball, throwing the ball down the field, which they need to make more explosive plays, which is what Sark's always been known for. Will Muschamp on defense is going to help them, I think, because he's an old school guy, and they'll play with more toughness on defense.
I hope Arch Manning gets a chance to be everything that we thought he was. They might have been shell shocked for the rest of the year after having to take on a historic defense in Ohio State.
Yeah,
Ohio State gave up 4 first downs over a 5-week period.
Yeah, well, they have 6 guys on the starting 11 get drafted in the first round or something.
And that is literally the first week.
Yeah.
Hey, you get in this 7-point game. By the way, what we would learn about what that Ohio State defense was going forward. We didn't know at the time they were going to be what they were going to be, which is outstanding. It's that might have been a confidence killer for that entire team for the first few weeks, and then obviously it carries on. Maybe this year a fresh restart. I saw him TikToking. I don't know.
Yeah, not sure.
I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what that means in the modern age. Should I be judging a dance on TikTok more than I am, or less than I am? We kind of see how the season goes, Coach. I see some of these TikToks come out of these locker rooms, Coach, and I immediately go, they're not going to win a national championship. But I might be wrong. I might be just too old now at this point. You know what I mean, Coach? Because sometimes people like to dance just like your old ass. Sometimes you got to 2-step that thing a little bit.
I step through it back in the day.
You still doing that? You and Miss Terry still 2-stepping, or no? We done 2-stepping?
If she'll dance with me, I will.
Oh, guy, you guys love each other. I mean, it is. Look, he's blushing right now. Look at he's blushing right now. It's unbelievable. Shout out, Miss Terry. Can't wait to see her on the road. Con Man has a question for you about SEC football.
Yeah, Coach, great to see you. You look better than ever. Speaking of Texas, let's go to College Station. Texas A&M was 3rd in odds on that graphic that just popped up behind Georgia and Texas, and it feels like Texas A&M is bringing back enough guys with more experience, especially after last year making the college football playoff. Elko is basically saying, hey, I keep the boys motivated because I go and show them the trophy case and there ain't shit in it. What do you think about them? Do you see Texas A&M going back to the college football playoff, making a run at the SEC title game? Where do you see them finishing, and how do you see their year going?
Well, I'm a Mike Elko guy in terms of, what he's done at A&M. They had 10 guys drafted. That's more than they've ever had. They've got some of the highest top-rated recruiting classes, which they've never had in the past, or when they did, they fell apart for whatever reasons. They've won more games. They're playing better defense. He's one of the best defensive coaches in the country scheme-wise, I think. And I think they've reloaded. I think they got some good players coming back. I think Marcel Reed is a really, really good quarterback who puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And I think they did a good job in the portal, and they did a good job of recruiting. I think they're going to be one of the teams that people need to contend with in the SEC, no doubt.
I love the way Elko operates.
Yeah.
Coach, he don't care that the shirt's getting bigger.
It's the best.
We're in 2026, and he does not care at all. He just kind of goes with whatever.
I mean, you can't be some skinny, weak guy when you're walking down the tunnel of power. You got to exude power, so he just keeps let that belly just keep going.
No, Ty, I'm not talking about that. I'm just
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. That's why I love it.
He's calling him a fatso, Coach. Ty just called Coach Elko. I don't like that.
I'm not calling him a fatso. That would be the pot calling the kettle black. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying when I hear power now, I see Mike Elko.
How about he starts mopping?
Good ball guy, I can tell you that.
What's that?
Players love him too.
Players love him. He's super smart.
He's a good ball guy, and the players love him.
And it feels like teams only going to get better. I think we have forgot that Elko makes his teams his teams much better year over year.
His head.
Every part of that program is better every year since he's been there.
That American flag, though, has stayed the same size. They got
big one.
They got the biggest American flag that these guys have ever seen.
Most on a stadium for sure.
Yeah, they
in
got
the country.
1,000 around, and the windiest game I think I've ever seen. That game against Miami, that might have been 60, 70 mile an hour winds. Actually, do you remember that, AJ, on that sideline?
Oh, yeah, changed the whole game. I mean, people that weren't there think that the offenses didn't play well. Like, no, it was not possible to throw the ball in that wind pretty much.
That game day kick was kind of a...
Yeah, that kid was screwed from
a
the
little bit
get-go.
of a fork. He kicked better than a couple of the kicks that were in the actual game, but there was no chance he was making it.
No, none.
Shout out football gods, but that was $1 million kick.
Yeah, bingo.
Now, it kind of affected the rest of the game. I wish they would have been able to turn that off, and we will run that back. But, yeah, that was a windy game. All right, last question for you here, Coach Saban.
Yeah, Coach, I know you're at SEC Media Days, and we've done a lot of talking about the SEC, but the back-to-back national champions are from the Big Ten. How do you measure the SEC up against, the Ohio States, the Oregons this year, who both have everyone coming back basically on the offensive side of the ball, Oregon on both sides of the ball, and then even Notre Dame? Those are the top three teams right there who have a bunch coming back, and C.J. Carr was the talk of the town after the Manning Passing Academy. How do you feel about those top three teams up there?
No, I think those teams are all going to be really good. I thought Notre Dame was really good last year. Ohio State's really, really good. I think the three teams from the Big Ten that have won were really good teams. I mean, Michigan beat us in overtime in the playoffs. That was a really good team 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, really good team. Indiana last year, really good team. I don't want you to guys think I'm a homer or anything, but the SEC is still a good league.
Yeah,
of course.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it?
That made your league the best. It just means you had the best team in the country. Doesn't mean your league is the best. SEC had 5 teams in the playoff. Nobody was good enough to get over the hump. Nobody was good enough to get in the national championship game. Okay. And I think it's a little bit of a cultural thing right now in college football. The Southeastern Conference has enjoyed the fact that the Southeast plays great high school football. And the high school is still the center of the community. Kids love to play, and there's a lot of good players. And they all used to grow up wanting to go to Alabama or Georgia or Florida or Texas A&M or Texas or wherever. Now they're going all over the country because the culture allows them to do that. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I do think that that's helped some other conferences get a little better, and they were already damn good. So I have a lot of respect for the Big Ten. I coached in the Big Ten for 12 years, but the SEC is a pretty damn good league too. And if you look at the top 24 most difficult schedules, all 16 SEC teams are in the top 24, and 9 out of the top 10 toughest schedules.
Well, ESPN comes on.
Yeah, you came up with the rankings of the schedule? Was it you that did that, or Sankey? I know it was probably Sankey.
Yeah.
I get it. I know it.
It was probably Sankey that did that. Let me hire an independent party. Hey, you're the SEC, SES. You're super extra stats. We need to know who's got the hardest schedule. Us, right? Thank you. All of them? Top 25? Yes, we're definitely doing that. And I'm not going to even act like I don't love the SEC. I think if you don't go to any SEC games throughout a season, you could certainly maybe say the SEC is whatever, and kind of have a negative feeling toward it. Once you experience just one of these things,
it's awesome.
Holy hell, this is an entire state festival. It is a whole shit, and it's like the history, the tradition, the pageantry, the teams that used to win national championships.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's all a part of it.
Way back.
They're still the deepest conference, coach. They just don't have the best teams at the top.
Oh!
That wasn't that big of a burn, I don't think.
I took it as one.
Yeah, Connor really thought that was a super burn. I can't wait to get down to LSU that first week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's months and months and months and months of just like boiling. Like, you got that thing on top of it.
Yeah, Instapot ready to explode.
You just kind of go ahead.
How would you like to be Dabo going into that?
Clemson's got no chance.
Yeah, right. So since I've been a part of Game Day, Clemson hasn't been the Clemson that, everybody remembers. And there was a long time Dabo was like, I'm not doing transfer for the good of football. I'm going to stick to it. And I think a lot of people are like, admirable what you were doing. We like what you're doing. But just like Pete Golden said, if you're on a highway and there's a lane, like everybody, you gotta get your ass in that lane if that's what it's going to be. Dabo's adapted. I think Dabo feels like he's got a good roster, a better roster than he's had in a while. But going into LSU, I mean, he can get 50-piece down there. I mean, that could be a 50-piece for breakfast. I mean, that's your first game of the season.
Bread's 11.5.
What do you think about Clemson? What do you think about Dabo? Because I haven't got a chance to experience. I would like Game Day to go to Death Valley down there in Clemson as well and do the whole entire thing. Hasn't happened. Do we think this year is a year where they're back, or is this just a Lane Kiffin showcase for week one?
I think we'll see if they're back. I know they've got a lot of question marks too, whether it's quarterback, and they've got a lot of holes to fill. I mean, everybody thought they were going to be, the class of the town last year, and it just completely disintegrated on them. So I don't know. I'm not ready to put my stamp on it. I'd have to see it first. But I think in that league, somebody better beat Miami, because I think, Mario's got it going down there, and they got some good players, and they're physical. And the one thing about this, you can talk about who won the national championship and all that, but there's not a team that has won the national championship or played in the national championship game that is not physical. I mean, people talk about, Fernando and Indiana, but they could run the ball. They were physical. They had balance. They were physical on defense. Michigan was physical when they beat us. And Miami was physical last year in the game, and Ohio State was physical when they won. So you better be physical. And is Clemson going to be physical enough to match up with those teams? I want to see that.
Okay, we all do. And by the way, I'm pulling for Dat Boy Dabo to be a part of relevance in college football, because he is a lightning rod, but it just hasn't happened over the last few years. It would be cool to experience, but I think LSU would like to get off to a hot start too, and that place is going to be alive. Last question here is a little bit about the NFL, but certainly your legacy as a whole. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, we got the chance to watch John Harbaugh address the New York Giants for the first time, I guess, his first team meeting starting off camp. I'm just wondering, you as a head coach, how much time would you put into that first kind of meeting, the first time you would address the team maybe to start camp? We know, for us at least, it makes a big impression. It's like our first time seeing it. We saw Harbaugh was very giddy getting up there in front of the team, but maybe when you went to Miami or any time you were at the new team, what was like the prep for you when you stood in front of that team for the first time?
Well, I think that's the most important thing you do, because that's the number one thing you're trying to establish is the culture of how we're going to play as a team, whether it's intangibles that you want to talk about, discipline, toughness, overcoming adversity, situational football. I mean, you can come up with 1,000 different things, but this is going to be the culture that we play with. And the players need to understand that, and then you got to go define it for them and then enforce it to them, so that they get it. And I think that's important. I mean, and that first meeting to me was the most important thing every year. I mean, even after being at Alabama for 17 years, I thought that first meeting was the most important meeting because every team's different and every team's a new team, and everybody on that team's got to buy into the principles and values of the organization, and you got to establish what they are, and everybody's got to buy into that standard.
Feels like you were pretty good at this. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I felt like it. Felt like you were setting a little precedent there for us. And by the way, this is our first time talking to you for the season, so we kind of need that a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm. We needed that personally. I want to let you know that. I mean, we're all in a little bit better shape
Then
going into the season.
Absolutely. I kind of had to be.
He's getting married. He's getting married this weekend, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, I'm getting married. You have any wedding advice? And send me a Ferrari, please, as a gift.
Congratulations. Congratulations. But let me just give you an example. I have a cup at home that says Mr. Right. Miss Terry has a cup that says Mrs. Never Wrong. So she's never going to be wrong. Just remember that. Just remember that.
Mr.
You won't
Right.
have anything.
Yeah, you might be right, but I'm just never wrong. So let's go ahead and have a good time. You're the best. Coach, thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, the icon, College Game Day Emmy Award winner, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Did he
Let's
win?
go.
Yeah.
Did he win it?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Had to have.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Saban.
Yeah, Coach.
He's the best. God, just seeing his little ass up there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing him up there.
Yeah, that makes it. That's like feeling the weather outside yesterday. It's the same type of feeling. It's like, oh yeah, we're there.
And you saw his little spot. He's giddy too. You know, he's been walking on these golf courses, just doing this entire thing, speaking at places, doing that. Football season comes around. That man going into that SEC weekend watched, I assume, so much film, just locked in there. Still uses his office at the Alabama Stadium whenever he's there because he wants to watch film in the morning. And it's like, DeBoer's got to deal with. I don't know how you do it, AJ. I honestly, with him just sitting there.
How would you not just be like, hey, Coach, how would you play this? Like, what do you do here? How you get a match up here?
You want to come talk to him? Kind of going through some stuff.
I can't really get the point across, Coach. I'm trying to set the standard. Can you please? That'd be tough. You can't do that.
Good morning, Coach. What should I tell him today? All right, sweet.
Exactly.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get out of here. Ted Lasso meeting up with the owner, bringing the biscuits.
Yeah.
Imagine Kalen DeBoer bringing some biscuits over to Coach Saban. Good morning, Coach. What do you think? Oh, more motivation. All right, I thought I was going to kill him today. All right, let's go.
It's like Kalen DeBoer's Chat GPT is Nick Saban up in his office. Goes ask him questions.
What if he does have a direct line? Guy's pissed. Wants more money. All right, joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's an Emmy Award winner. His name is hot in the streets right now.
Hell yeah.
As it should be, because he's so damn talented. Ladies and gentlemen, never played ball. That's been made clear. But he's certainly good at talking about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager. How you doing, Schrags? Good to see you, brother.
Oh, it's great to see you. That interview was awesome, dude. Loved watching it.
Coach Saban's the best, actually. Every time we talk to him. And, sometimes the tech is interesting because I think, can he hear us? Can he not hear us? Is he waiting for us to finish? Does he not know when we're finished? That's kind of the first team meeting part of it all. We're currently in the middle of that for some of these NFL teams. For you, obviously, you plugged in with the Rams. We've been talking about Aaron Donald a lot. Let's stay away from that because it's kind of overkill. We'll hit that at the end. Other storyline right now that you think is kind of relevant for the NFL season that we are currently living in?
I think there's a couple things that are interesting. I had a really good interview and conversation with Liam Cohen on my show this week, and I thought he was really interesting talking about this Jaguars team. And I know that's the 32nd team for some. You say Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence had an outstanding offseason. Their wide receiver group of Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington and Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter is really interesting. And that's where I'm at this point of the year. It's like, who aren't we talking about? We could spend a lot of time on what the Rams are doing, or the Giants have all this hype. The Cowboys always have buzz. But there are teams like Jacksonville and New Orleans that really ended the season strong. And you start looking at who is going to be that team. Because, Pat, last year at this time, no one had the Seahawks. No one had the Patriots. Both those teams went from not being playoff teams to going to the Super Bowl. So I look at teams like the Bengals. I look at a team like the Jaguars. I look at a team like the Saints. And it's which team's going to have that magic ride this year? Because all 32, as we sit in camp, are telling themselves this is our year.
I apologize for not looking at the entirety of the NFC South's odds. I just look at the Tampa Bay Bucks at the top, and they got to figure some stuff out, of course. But the Saints being plus 265 to win the NFC South, good for them because they were in a little bit of cap hell for a while. Whenever Kelly Moe gets hired a couple years back, he's basically told, hey, we got no expectations to win games. There's no reason that our roster and our setup with draft picks should ever be able to do anything for the next couple of years. Let's go ahead and build this thing. Kamara wants to stick around. He signs a deal. They bring in Achane. Obviously, Kelly Moe's offense is going to be good. I like that the sports books are seeing the same things that Treg's seeing. And I'll tell you, if the Saints are back in contention, that place is awesome.
Yeah.
That place is immaculate for the NFL.
You know, Pat, they play a Week 4 Monday night game in New Orleans. It's the anniversary of their game against Atlanta post-Katrina. I think that building is going to be rocking. I hope to be there for Monday Night Football. I'll tell you this, Tyler Shuck last year, and I'm going to give my colleague Louis Riddick a lot of credit because he was really high on him going into the draft, even more so than Dart and even Cam Ward at times. And Shuck exceeded expectations. This is a guy who had the most wins of any of the rookie quarterbacks. He also had the highest completion percentage. He also had the highest passer rating, and he did it in relative anonymous way where no one was talking about Shuck. I thought he might have stolen the Offensive Rookie of the Year award the way he played over the last 2 months of the season. This is the kind of things that I look for when you're trying to get hyped about a team. It's who was ascending last year and now who's had a full offseason to learn the offense and be comfortable and be that guy. 26 years old, Tyler Shuck, you're talking about who's going to be the MVP, who's the dark horse. Like, that might be asking a lot, but you better believe that's what they're thinking in New Orleans, that this could be a huge breakout year for that team.
Shuck and Shuck it, can he?
Yeah.
We became big fans of old Shuck last season. We're like, hey, Kelly Moe's offense is going to be good if he's got a quarterback that can do it. Shuck certainly can. Are the New Orleans Saints back in contention? Peter Schrager, the man who predicted that the Detroit Lions would not make the playoffs last year, says maybe the Saints are the team to watch for here. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Shregs, you're always good with predictions, I feel like, letting us know who may be a breakout team, who may not have such a great season. I guess, what are some teams right now that we may be talking about you think may take a step back, and possibly are there any teams that we aren't talking about that might take a giant step forward?
Oh, Schrager prediction time.
It's great.
It's early, and I like to see July, and I like to see then August, and I usually like to really dig in first week of September on this stuff. But you look at this, I mean, when you have the Eagles plus 1,600 and they lost not only A.J. Brown, but they lost Jeff Stoutland, who's the best offensive line coach in football. They lost their defensive backs coach, Christian Parker, who I think might be one of the best defensive backs coach in all of football. He's now the Cowboys defensive coordinator. And you lose some guys. It's hard for me to say, okay, the Eagles are going to be just fine. I'd like to see what the offense looks like with Sean Mannion, a 34-year-old who will be calling plays for the first time in his career. I think that's fair. You look at some of these other teams, that the odds that they have and, where they're at, who's going to take the step back, who's going to take the step forward. The Bears had this unbelievable season last year. It was this miracle ride. The Patriots had this unbelievable. Can they do it again when they're the hunted and not the hunters? Those are the teams I would circle and say, hey, I'm not putting in pen Bears, Eagles, Patriots to just go right back to what they were a year ago.
Hey, Shregs, remember the Patriots are going to have to play real NFL teams this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, not that all NFL teams are real NFL teams, but it was an easy schedule. It was an easy.
Trust me, they hear it, they know it, and if you don't think Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, and those boys are putting that in their back pocket and really peppering the guys with that this year, you don't know what motivates these people. So to discredit what was an unbelievable year, an incredible playoff run, and a runner-up MVP season out of that quarterback, I think all of New England in that building has been taking notes and hearing that all offseason.
Yeah, it was really loud in the offseason as well up there, but we assumed Drake May's only going to get better. And they got A.J. Brown. So
Kevin Byard.
That's something that's pretty.
Reg Gilliam.
Yeah, the Patriots might be really doing it again, but there's a lot of great teams.
That's right.
A lot of great teams. Go ahead, Tone, for Schrag.
Yes, Schrags. Over the last few weeks, Aaron Rodgers' Instagram has provided us with some feel-good moments. He decided to skip the Tahoe golf tournament. He took the boys from the Steelers on the offensive side of the ball to Big Sky Country for his last rodeo. And then,
was it their last rodeo before camp?
No, it's Aaron's.
Okay.
They were smoking darts.
They were smoking darts. It was sick. He was riding horses. Yep. What a fit. Absolute awesome fit. And then, he put out his family this week on Instagram as well. So, going into camp, feel-good stories coming out of Aaron, for his last ride, potentially with Big Mike McCarthy as his coach, who was his coach for a long time in Pittsburgh. Obviously, Mike Tomlin's a Hall of Fame coach, but it just kind of feels like there's a lot of good momentum for Rodgers and the Steelers going into the season. What's your read on them going into camp?
The AFC North is interesting, right? You have 3 teams that have new head coaches and new coaching staffs, including Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and of course Cleveland. Cincinnati returns 11 starters on offense, a coaching staff, and added all this stuff on defense. Pittsburgh's been kind of lying in the weeds as far as what they've got. Meanwhile, they added Pittman, they added Jamel Dean. Their rookies last year all played pretty well when called upon. And Rico Dowdle can run. That is a downhill runner. Yeah. So you look at this team and it's like, why are they getting no buzz? Well, Rodgers is 43. McCarthy, what are we getting? I don't know. I'm curious, but it doesn't hurt that Aaron seems to be in the best place mentally that we've seen in a long time. And I got to tell you, as someone watching from afar and knowing that there's such a storyline in Rodgers' life, the fallout with his family and the whole stuff, I don't get into the personal lives. That was really great. It was great. And it just shows you that no bridge can ever be burned. And if he's mentally at peace and is ready for this last ride, which we think it is, let's ride and let's see what happens.
Hell yeah.
I would like to let a lot of people know, in my particular life, bridges can be burnt forever.
Sure.
Okay.
Can we build back bridges, Pat?
In my world, no. But I am happy that in some cases, but I am happy to see exactly what you're seeing with Aaron and his family. And AJ, I'm sure AJ has thoughts as well. I think AJ's probably super pumped about it. I think that was a good thing for all of us to see. Was it not, AJ?
Yeah, it's awesome. Especially, the older you get, you realize, of course, you need your family. 100%.
Yes. And I don't know if you got a key to the city or a day or something up there that kind of brought this all together. He was speaking at a city council, seemingly event of some sort of award show. So
yeah, I know part of it was maybe his high school, going into his high school Hall of Fame, that induction. But it might have been something like that as well.
But in between the years, whenever it is all good, that is certainly an indicator for playing football, I believe. So all of these things, all of these things are potential. And he had his reasons for all of it too. I think a lot of people just blame him. It's like, you listen to him, he's got his. So there had to be a lot of reconciliation happening there, I do believe. Get that out of your life. I think it does help you professionally, a lot of people say there, Shrakes. I think is what people say.
Yeah. Look, the toxicity in your head can be erased, and suddenly you could focus and not have all these things in the back of your head and saying, I wish that. AJ, he didn't do Accenture this year. He didn't do the Derby, I don't think. A different offseason for Aaron, because those used to be mainstays, tent poles in his offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I think he's dialed in. He's absolutely ready to roll for this year. So I think he's kind of like, here we go. I don't know if it's I'm not saying it's his last year. I know he said that, but I've always said if he can still sling it like he can, he goes and has a good year, who knows how long the dude plays.
AJ thinks Aaron's playing until he's probably 50 because AJ knows that Aaron, push comes to shove, has to make a decision to not play at some point, and he can still spin it, and he can maybe go get another Super Bowl, maybe do it. What else are you going to do is what AJ's kind of theory is, right? Is that not the case that you've been kind of looking at this? But personal life looks better than ever for him now.
Yeah. It does. I'm sure I'll get a text from him, oh, you idiot, what are you telling people I'm going to play 3 more years? He can send that text all he wants until he quits. I'm not going to say he will. He can still sling it. He's got the quickest release in the game.
All right. Also send a text to AJ whether or not you'll join us when we're live from Pittsburgh Steelers training camp on August 3rd.
I love it.
We will be out
Great
there.
news.
Might be able to get some information. We had a blast there last year. It was so hot.
So hot.
Yeah.
And that's coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
That's training camp, though. That's training camp.
Dog days.
That's what we need. We're going to see Mike McCarthy's training camp for the first time.
Oh, yes, please.
Cannot wait. Just to hear the speeches, everything about how the boys are handling it. August 3rd will be a Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. Cannot wait to get started. That's sooner than it is later.
Mm-hmm.
That is sooner than it is later. Conman has a question for you. McCarthy's there. Tomlin had been there for 19 years.
Yeah.
McCarthy, he steps away. McCarthy gets a job. 8, 9 jobs every single year, it feels like, and they're happening earlier and earlier. Go ahead, Con.
Yeah, Shrakes, it feels like there's a chance some of those teams you mentioned earlier, Bengals, some other of those guys, might be on the hot seat right away. And not to say that, they're already going to be talking about firing guys, but it feels like there are some jobs, Zach Taylor being the one that just comes to the forefront of my mind where it's like kind of a make or break year. I know he didn't get an extension just yet, but they've talked about something like that going into his final year. But what are kind of the teams where you see them as, hey, they kind of have to go out and prove something? I know the Jets, you could probably throw them in there, but seemingly every single move they've made this offseason seems to be the right one. What are you thinking as far as coaches going into this year? And also, the taco meat looks unbelievable coming out of your shirt, Traeger.
I like that. It's a man.
No, it's a compliment.
No, that's a man.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, we're hairy around here. AJ shaves his arms because he's jacked, but we're hairy around here.
My bad.
No, bad. That's what we're saying.
Don't
Not
apologize.
bad. It's good.
What the hell?
I'll say this. They had a record number of coaches fired last offseason. There's been a record number of head coaches. The security and comfort that these coaches have is as insecure and as little as it's ever been. So you look at teams that have not fired their coaches, but have missed the playoffs in multiple years, and it's fair to say, hey, it's time. So some of those teams that you would mention are the Bengals. Now, I can't tell you if Mike Brown at 92 years old is looking to, put him on the hot seat right now or not. He's survived, and there's actually a lot of excitement about Cincinnati. The Jets, Aaron Glenn's going into his second year, but they fired their entire defensive staff. They fired their entire offensive staff. You'd say, all right, how many chances do you get if it's another, bad season? I look at all of these teams. I mean, I don't put people on the hot seat, and I'm not the one to say that, hey, keep an eye on this one before the season starts. But you can connect the dots. These owners, they're as impatient as they've ever been. And as you see record rises out of Seattle with a new coach, out of New England with a new coach, Chicago, Jacksonville, I don't think these owners want to sit on their hands and just say, let's finish out the contract. They're willing to eat the costs, and they're willing to move on. So you circle those teams that have missed the playoffs the last couple of years, hey, that's a bad thing.
What if you haven't won the AFC South in 11 years? Are you all right? Are you okay? I think the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Okay, but they're fucking better, man. Yeah. It's been a long time. I'm about.
Sound like Joe Thomas a little bit.
We'll be celebrating the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow. I do a little bit, but I got faith. As we're live from the NFL Flag Championships.
Oh, that's cool. You're going tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay.
We're live from there here in Westfield, Indiana. I think there's over 300 teams, boys, girls, adults. Competition
it's boys 14U, and then it's girls high school, right?
Yeah, okay. And it's also adults.
Like 8U, 10U, 12U.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a whole. I think we got
What are the oldest? You say adults. Are there like 55-year-olds playing?
No, I think Doucette's going to be there.
Who? Really?
Yeah, pro
I think the pro teams, I think they're going to be
Olympics.
there as well. This is supposed to be a showcase of flag football. We're going to be very thankful to be there. We'll talk to Kaylin Irsay tomorrow, Jackson.
Okay.
We'll talk to her tomorrow about the state of the Colts, where she's at, how they feel. Obviously, the Indianapolis Colts and Indiana as a whole are very thankful and lucky that we're hosting this. I got a chance to be a part of a Super Bowl commercial trying to launch girls flag football as a high school sport in a lot of states. So we are pushing this heavily, especially as Mackenzie continues to be untackleable. We'd like her to have the opportunity. Shregs, we appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Have a good one. That's Peter Schrager.
Love you guys.
Yeah, Shreg, love you, Shreg.
We love you, Shregs.
Love you,
man.
Shregs.
All right, we continue digitally as this particular linear program ends in SportsCenter, picks up in 3 minutes. Be a friend, tell a friend, something nice might change your life. You're allowed to say nice things on the internet, too. All right.
Is Logan Paul still on the professional team?
You're thinking of the other one.
We know who they are.
No, Logan Paul was on the professional flag team.
Jake
big
wouldn't
douche.
play
Oh,
pro.
this is a goofball
Jake's going to get into a camp.
That was the Fanatics flag football.
But yeah, one of the Pauls thinks because there's all the NFL athletes are mid, so he's going to play too.
One of the Pauls. This guy was standing 2 feet from you, 4 days ago?
Dog Thor was right behind you, Tone.
I
don't understand.
I do appreciate you read a tweet that said that one of these idiot goofballs.
No, it came out of his mouth.
No, I know that, but I'm saying you were saying one of the Paul brothers, like as if we don't. Jake was right here.
You know his name.
You know who Jake
Tone.
is. You know who Jake Paul is. You know who Jake Paul
Tony Giggs.
This guy.
Come on.
On that note,
I apologize.
I don't love what Jake said. That was the one where I'm like, all right, Jake, come on. Fighting, boxing, he committed his entire life to
He
it.
says he can go out there and be a wideout.
Yeah, and he said there's also mediocrity at the athletic. This is actually the fastest.
Get into camp. Get him into camp. I think he should. Someone should bring him into camp.
Jake, everybody's running 4.3s right now. Like that is we are kind of at the peak of athleticism in the history of the NFL right now. Guys are 6'5", 270 running 4.4. I think that was that was the most egregious one I've heard out of Drake. In my in mind, it was like, Jay, come on, not the right angle here. But I do like that he's trying to get into a camp. He's trying to put some pads on an NFL camp. And I'll be pumped for it, whatever ends up happening. And I think if you get him on a couple teams, there'll be guys that'll be like, I hate pads, I hate camp, I hate hitting people and wasting hits, but yeah, I'll fucking do it, I guess, if we have to do it. And Jake, I think, is completely game for that. So I'm excited for that. But the mediocrity and athleticism in the NFL, it's like, oh, come on, Jake. Now's not the time to say that. 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, maybe, whenever it was ground and pound football.
30.
Good idea. But now it's like, even the punters are dunking. And kicker, like that. We're at it's a
everybody's pretty big. Yeah, go watch like a practice or a game in person. And you're like, oh my goodness, these are the largest humans alive, and they move faster than anybody I have seen before.
In college,
Yeah.
Because they're 100 deep.
Man.
These fuckers.
Yeah.
It's 100 deep of just like the biggest, strongest, fastest I've ever seen in my life. And then there's a couple like offensive linemen that are walk-ons whose parents are friends of the program maybe at the back. It's just like, there's a couple like what it used to look like, and then here in the front is now a whole new era of football player. With all that being said, would love to see Jake Paul in full pads at a training camp.
Me too. You should ask Kalen tomorrow. Hey, I got this new prospect. You should think about
former professional boxer.
Yeah, he's got quick hands,
platinum jaw. He's going to sell jerseys.
Yeah, more athletic pest dog.
That's right. Tom,
sell him like that.
More athletic Tom Pestock.
Yep.
Done deal. Sign him now.
He's back.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Baron Corbin's back.
Really?
Yeah.
Bishop Dyer?
Bishop Dyer?
No. Bishop Dyer, very dead right now.
Oh, no. Okay, so he's back under the Baron Corbin moniker.
Actually, with that being said, Bishop Dyer.
Yeah.
Dang.
Had a great run. Up there in Canada, I think worked a couple territories. Up there in Canada, did the West Coast, Southwest, and Tex-Mex, ran territory down there in Florida. Went up there with the Rhodeses in Atlanta. Stopped through Ohio. Did a death match up in Massachusetts.
Oh, hell yeah, I remember that.
I think he took on Nick Gage at some point. Ate a barbed wire bat to the face. Bishop Dyer's now dead. Bum-ass Baron Corbin arise from the ashes. Like fucking Jesus Christ.
That's right. Rest in peace.
What's wrong, AJ?
No, just how you said it. Just your delivery.
It's just the truth of the matter. There he
That
is.
him?
That's him.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
back. Hey, what's going on?
Boom.
Yeah. Baron Corbin's back, baby. Bishop Dyer, dead. Rest in peace to Bishop Dyer. We're all kind of following along. Bishop Dyer was beating people up in different places, and then he's making some meat, a lot of good steak.
Yep.
A lot of beef.
Whiskey, tequila.
Oh, so the cigars.
He's still collecting skulls.
Yeah, in the ring.
Oh, he's back, baby.
Well said.
All right. It's great to see Baron Corbin back in a square
It
circle.
is. It is.
Not that we didn't see him in other squared circles, but it was hard to find.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be able to see him back in there, delivering those golden gloves, boxing on.
Boom.
He's
Hey,
a
his old
tag
buddy,
with Ezekiel.
his old buddy out there, the guy. Oh, there it is, Ezekiel. Him and his whole family that was around the. I couldn't think of the name at first. When the family was around the
Elias
hospital bed when he was hurt. The whole family, they all kind of had similar. They resembled each other a little bit.
You're talking about Elias.
Yeah, that family.
And then Ezekiel.
Right.
Elrod.
Are they still wrestling?
I think he looked really good on.
Say Elron, like Elron.
Elrod.
That was the kid. Come on.
It's the class of the town.
I remember there's a grandma there.
Yeah, Ellen.
Yep.
Class of the town was quite a drop there by Shregs. All right. If this ball goes in.
It was.
Oh, it's really flat.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, sorry, Coach Saban. Jesus, not Shregs. Fuck. That's so. Coach Saban, please. He didn't hear this. Nobody tell him.
No.
Nobody.
Shrek is getting his chest waxed right now.
I mean, that was a
He got all
actual
weird.
compliment.
Got very weird.
And they made me feel bad about it.
Yeah, but then when he lifted it up, he made it worse because there was just like three
Yeah,
of
a
those
couple
guys.
stragglers going
just coming
every
out
which
there.
way.
Should just let it eat.
Yeah, it was a compliment.
You should be proud of that. You know what? From here, Dahn, no hair. what's that? Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street.
Correct.
The other guys as well.
There was a little bit of a run for that. But
Shaved.
Yeah, you might think because my beard, I'm really hairy all over.
Let's go in.
Nope. Oh, shit.
One in the box. All right, we're back tomorrow. Live from Flag Football.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it's going to be chaos.
Games start at 11, I believe.
Today?
For people, yeah. Oh, today.
Yeah, games.
Oh,
start-
nice.
I think there's games today, and then tomorrow there's games. I think it's kicking off today. Maybe check-ins today. I'm not
Let's
100% sure, but yeah, we are excited to be there. To be honest, when it was offered up, we just said yes. Like, hey, we got a thing going on in Westfield. Will you be a part of it? Definitely. And then now we've gotten closer to it. It's like this feels like a pretty significant event for like the future of flag football as a whole. I think they've invited people from everywhere. There's people from Texas coming in. I think there's people from California coming. I mean, it is
International.
Yeah,
too.
Mexico.
I saw, like Mexico, some South American teams, like.
Let's go.
Yeah.
For the good of ball.
It's going to be awesome.
We're excited and thankful that we get the opportunity to be there. We hope you guys will watch. If you're there, I don't know if we'll be able to see you. We have no idea how the setup is. Just know that we'll be talking you up.
Yes. Right.
There's a game happening behind us, I think, while we talk.
That's cool.
That's great, like TST almost.
Yes, and we got a PTZ that
Perfect.
will be able to follow along. Cannot wait to say Red Shirt just did a nasty whoopie whoop.
The escalator move or elevator.
Oh, yeah. Outhouse to penthouse. Oh, my God. Look at him changing the fire.
Yep.
That's the play, AJ. Your knees would have never been able to do it.
No.
Oh my goodness, it's a different sport out there. How those guys can move.
Yeah, and the NFL boys signed up for the Fanatics flag football thing against real flag football players, and they learned very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's different.
Hey, your physicality, your speed, your explosion, everything like that does not matter.
No.
Here.
No.
Can you do this one right here? Can you do that? Can you do that? That's all you need to do. Can you do that? Because if you can do that, you can't get tackled. It's gonna be hard. And then I think Luke
Kuechly,
just tackled him.
Yeah. Kuechly just said enough.
I'm fucking sick of this. Fucking enough with the herky jerky shit. I'm gonna hit you right in your sternum, dude. I'm sick of this.
And he did.
And he got a penalty.
Yep.
And the flag guys stood up and started talking shit
Yeah.
to a Hall of Famer.
Yep. What we do, bitch.
Bitch, this is football, baby. It's awesome. I think it's great for the sport, but it is a different sport than tackle football. And I like how young everybody's kind of learning it, because obviously skill players are only going to get better and better. And I think tackling is going to have to get better because you got to be so precise in it all. But I do fear that once some of them get introduced to some physicality, it's going to be a little bit of I'm not doing that. Because you hear a lot of NBA players. I played football like my freshman year. I went out there and then that wasn't for me, I don't think. I think that wasn't for me. Yeah. Flag does lead to a lot of that, I think. But if we continue to build flag, it won't matter, right?
Exactly.
There's like scholarships for flag football.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I saw
gold medal.
Nebraska gave one out to a girl quarterback. I saw her highlights this weekend. Very impressive.
Filthy. There was some real dot throwing. Diana Flores? Is that her name? Oh, that would be a pull from
the one
the
you did the
ESPYs
commercial
last year.
The Mexico quarterback who won gold. Yeah, it was
Diana
gold medal.
Flores. Yes, that's her name. She's thrown.
Well done.
She's a great player. I mean, this is her right here, Diana Flores. Just so she was thrown the spots, like watching her, and then the way she was. It was what a great sport for women to get into, by the way, and especially with the interest now. And I don't want to just give credit to one person, but Taylor Swift brought a lot of women into football, and it's like now flag football. You can go. It's like, come on, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be a part of it tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't think it would have been for me, flag football. I don't think it would have been for me. Just like, I don't know if my style of just being, I don't think I would have been able to. How about you, AJ? As a kid, maybe? Yeah, I guess as a kid we would have been able to do. I don't know. It just feels like we played two-hand touch, and it was just normally trying to tackle if we're playing on the street.
Yeah,
and then if we're on
hard.
grass, we're playing actual tackle. So we had physicality in every form of football that we had. The precision tackle of having to, I don't know if I would have, to be honest, I don't know if
That's like what it turned into, though, like in high school. Like in high school summers, like to get ready for the year, you would play flag football in these all-day tournaments that are super fun. And it would just turn into like, you play a certain school and it would just be hitting.
Like,
we played
like shoulders.
We played
forearms.
7-on-7 tournaments during the summer. I can't remember if we were wearing flags or not, though.
No, I think
You don't wear flags usually, and there's like the 7-on-7. Those teams you see clips of them online. They're unbelievable. I've been to a couple of the tournaments. They don't wear flags. It's just that basically there's not a whole lot of run after catch. They're playing on shortened fields. It's less of like the elevator move up and down. It's less of that and more of like, hey, I got to win my one-on-one matchup.
And then if you just get touched, it's over.
Yeah.
You're down right there. Okay, interesting. Which I think builds bad habits, especially on the. So there's going to be some ripple effects.
Definitely does. I'd want my defenders. I want them like coming to balance, like tagging off, like it's a real thing, not just willy-nilly tapping them on the shoulder.
Yeah, because when tackle football happens, if that is your goal, I mean, flag football could potentially be your goal in this entire thing. Obviously, we've seen the USA team. I think this has been their trajectory for a long time, and they're able to do that. But if you're flag football, getting in physical football. You can get God out there.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to get that base down.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to pluck anything. No. We're trying to truck some things here.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't plucking, we're trucking.
Hell yeah.
But the plucking could lead to good trucking.
That's good.
And that's something.
Well said.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. AJ, anything to say to the people?
Nope, not today.
Well, AJ won't say it, but we would like to say this. Thank you. For everything you do for all of us. It's been hot in the streets. Boy, they've been mean in the tweets. But it's been nice to see all of you. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.